Okay, we appear to be live. Welcome to Hillsbrad. First thing I want to point out, apparently, good news everyone, looks like we have managed to capture some of these Worgen scum. And hopefully soon, they will know the true might of the Forsaken. I spit on you. So welcome to Hillsbrad. It's time to run some lore, but I don't know how to say it. Let me try and say it enthusiastically. Alright, guys. I think it's time to run some lore.
Speak quickly. Goodbye.
News of your conquest in Silverpine emboldens us to spire. We are prepared to fight at your command and beat back the last remaining vestiges of humanity in Hillsbrad.
Our time will come. Embrace the shadow.
Hey look, I can buff myself to not have to breathe underwater. I think we'll take a picture here in honor of one of the greatest quest chains in the history of the game. Seriously. And yes, Janine.
I am forsaken.
Which one, Norlix? Come here, dear girl. Have a cigar. You're gonna go far and fly high as a ranking officer as the Forsaken. Yes, indeed. This is the good life, and you are going to live it. I want you to take these orders and dispense them to the lowly scrubs that come along looking for work. Who you give what is at your discretion. When you're ready, mount up on my trusty steed so they don't miss you, and start living the life, which means just standing there and waiting.
Watch your back.
Seriously, this entire quest chain is awesome. It starts here, and it starts off silly. It's a joke, right? It's like, oh, this is great. And then it gets much more serious the further on we go in. Oh god, there's a quest here. Yeah, that's over our head, by the way. Yes, we're a quest giver. Stand tall and proud, Despire. Don't let any of those scrubs give you any trouble. Show them who's boss. I see one coming now. Looks like a real winner. Keep cool, Despire. Keep cool. Dumas there. Hi! Hi! Help! Hi! Hi! Help! Hi, I'm new, big white light creature with wings, made me alive! Surf Banshee Queen, yay, help, hi! Maybe you should go take a nap or something. I don't know if I have anything for you. Okay, thanks, I'll just wait with you, thanks, okay! Wait. It looks like something just came up. Yes, right on this sheet of paper. You need to head southeast to the Azure Lode Mine and report to Captain Keaton. Southeast is that way. Over there. Oh, got it! Thanks! Bye! Thanks! These new Forsaken tend to be a little, stupid. Takes a while for them to acclimate. Oh, not this one again. I know this orc. He's got no business being here, but he's a bottom-feeding pansy, and he likes to hang around here and prey on the helpless. Don't let him bully you. Can you smell what the Loktar is cooking? Looks like they're running out of idiots to put on this horse, Darthalia. This is the puniest one yet. What have you got for me today, weakling? Point me to where the Alliance hide, and I shall dominate them.
Strength.
I have seen the fall of the Lich King. Creations of the Titans have fallen before my mighty axe. When called upon, I alone spearheaded a victory for the Argent Crusade against the beasts of Northrend. Now I come for the ultimate children. What does the Hillsbrad Foothills have offer to King Slayer Orcus? Apparently there's some trouble at Southshore. Worgen insurgents. Maybe you could help them? Insurgents, you say? Is there any risk of death or dismemberment to me? No, none. Then Orcus will do it, yes. Right, thanks. Go ahead and head southeast. More south than east, probably off the coast.
for the Horde.
Yes, cowardly quest giver. Sit atop your pale horse while Orcus brings glory to the Horde. I shall return with 1,000 skulls. Here's hoping he never returns. Maybe he'll drown. Ah, crap. You're on your own with this one. Johnny Awesome has arrived, Philistine. Present me with your menial tasks, so I may complete them with only mild enthusiasm, and most likely a complete disregard for any directions you provide that are more complicated than what my map has to provide. By the way, notice he has full heirlooms, and that stupid mount!
Glory to the Sindorai.
Look at me, peasant. Heirlooms cover me from head to toe. Gifted to me by the greatest heroes Azeroth has ever known. Now look at yourself. Quickly, look back at me. Yes, this horse is made of stars. What pointless series of tasks befitting a mentally deficient orc have you prepared for me? Well, we're having some trouble at the sludge fields northeast of here. Warden Stillwater could use your help. Fine, fine. What else? That's it. That's all? One quest? Surely you jest. Do you not have bare asses to collect? A rare flower I could pick, from which you can make some mildly hallucinogenic tonic, which you will then drink, resulting in visions of a great apocalypse? Maybe the local populace of mildly annoying, ill-tempered gophers is acting up and needs to be brought to justice? No? Nothing? That's it, Johnny Awesome. Take it or leave it.
We will have justice.
I will do this one thing you ask of me, questgiver. Pray I feign more menial tasks to accomplish, or you'll be hearing from me again, and I assure you my commentary on the forums of public opinion will be most unkind. And he does a rude gesture at us as he leaves. So you can see the three typical archetypes, three of, I should say, the typical archetypes of players of WoW. There's the complete noob. Someone who's just like, I have no idea what I'm doing. There's the, and I think she put it best, the bottom feeder. A little bit of backstory on that. You notice he had the Kingslayer title. Would you believe that the Kingslayer title was actually an insult during Wrath? You know, you might be like, how could that be? You have to kill the Lich King. Yes, you have to kill either of the Lich Kings, 10-man or 25-man. And the difference between the two was huge. 10-man Lich King, most general pugs who had any kind of decent gear level or some experience could kill. And lots of people were wearing the title, and I mean hundreds and hundreds of people were wandering around as Kingslayer. So it became kind of an insult, like it was a lesser title. It's like, oh yeah, Kingslayer, whatever. It got to the point where some people had to link the 25-man achievement just to prove that they earned the Kingslayer title. So yeah, that's the bottom feeder, the guy who's dragged along by his guild to everything. And then, of course, there's Johnny Awesome, the alt, who also likes to complain about things. But don't worry, that's the joke. We'll get more serious as we go throughout the zone. We'll be meeting all three of those guys as we go throughout.
What now?
How was it? Everything you dreamed it would be? Exciting, no? No? Alright. I can see you're a true heroine. You need action. And I guess a desk job isn't for you. Productivity from our spider mine at the Azurlode mine is at a standstill. Captain Keaton has requested we send help immediately. He claims the mine spiders refuse commands and are running rampant. Furthermore, there's murlocs raiding our supplies. I want you to go down there and check things out.
Trust no one.
Yet the life of a quest giver.
This had better be good.
Directly southeast of South Point Cave is something really, really gross. You'll find our spider domestication operations. Through the years, we have grown a kinship with the spiders of Hillsbrad, and managed to domesticate and breed our adorable little critters. Spiders now serve as regular household pets and beasts of battle. Oh, such diverse creatures. I need you to head over to the fields and harvest the eggs. We have incubating on the bears.
Victory for Sylvanas.
Yes, Zewan? I don't understand that question. Bears are soulless. Oh, Alterac, actually, Alterac used to have its own little area, but now it's just right there. Bears are soulless beasts, put on this earth to torment us. Only through forsaken ingenuity have we devised a way to make use of bears so they may serve some purpose. We use the bears at our spider farm as living egg feeders. God, that's so gross. Our spiders lay their eggs in the bear flesh, and the eggs thrive off of the meat and blood of the bears.
Trust no one.
Yes, I'll be doing that too, Nicholas. Oh, God, they're literally just growing on the bears. That is so gross. No, this is great, Jay. This is great. I'm not, like, cringing over here as I'm doing this. See, unlike other plagued bears, these bears aren't plagued. They just happen to be being eaten alive from the moment we plant these things in their flesh until we kill them and harvest the result. Not thinking about it. Not thinking about it. No, we have to kill them and harvest them ourselves. Almost done. We're about halfway. I have to admit, all disgusting, gross horribleness aside, this is kind of a bad quest just because of the sheer numbers involving. It's a little tedious. This probably should have been a little bit quicker of a quest. Also, notice they actually start off at half health. So, fun fact, this is technically a contested zone. I say technically because there are one small group of Alliance quests here, and they're not related to anything, really. So, I'm not sure why this is still considered a contested zone, unless they just forgot to change it from vanilla. I know what you're thinking. What about Southshore? Yeah, Southshore screwed. There we go. Oh yeah, by the way, infested bear cubs. Aren't they cute with their little spider eggs on their backs? Yes, there's spider eggs even on cubs, by the way. Yeah, I know, that's why I said Zoan. There's the Stormpike here, and that's it. That is literally all there is. Oh, we're done. Oh, I need to kill more bears. Yes, let's put them out of their misery. Die! I give you mercy. So this was a natural confluence, much more than the crossroads were. The crossroads was a common attack point because it was called the crossroads, and because, well, that's it. I mean, that's really the only reason. This place, though, back in vanilla, most Alliance characters were reaching Hillsbrad right about the point at which most Horde characters were reaching Hillsbrad. Same level range for both groups. So it was actually quite... apparently I'm not doing this quest here. It was actually quite natural. It was quite natural. It was a natural fighting point because, especially if you're on a PvP server, for example, as you're going through, you'll see members of the other race, probably for the first real time, especially if you're starting off for the first time. And so it's like, aha, I will kill you, Horde/Alliance scum. And it kind of grew from there till it got to the point where it was like the confluence point of PvP conflict in this game. And I do mean the confluence point. You would not believe how many battles would happen between Tarren Mill and Southshore. And the best part is it was all totally pointless. Like, there was no conquest. There was no gain. There was no benefit. Honor points didn't even exist yet. There was no ranking system. Battlegrounds weren't around. So it was literally just killing the other side because. And there was a lot of that in this zone. And it really did just go back and forth between Tarren Mill and Southshore over and over and over. Pretty much infinitely. Just, yeah.
What is it?
Have you brought my harvest? Wonderful. Now to place these in a dark alcove in the mine and let the miracle of life happen.
Remember, patience, discipline.
The bear gods are cruel masters. They will continue to populate this world with bears until the end of days. It is our right as civilized people to make use of this nuisance for the betterment of all.
Beware the living.
My spiders are hungry and agitated. They haven't eaten for days and are starting to sample our human captives. We can't have that. We need those humans for the sludge fields. I want you to take one of my hungry mind spiders out and feed it murlocs. Whatever you kill, it'll eat. Oh, the more the better.
Embrace the shadow.
Hello?
We're in a bit of a bind, Warlock. Saris's spiders are starting to get a little uppity as we've been unable to feed them for days. If we leave the murlocs, we'll overtake our post. Furthermore, Warden Stillwater at the sludge fields is demanding we send him more humans. He's insatiable. We need some help.
Farewell.
This mine was once the heart of an Alliance mining operation in Hillsbrad. It now serves as a breeding grounds for our loyal spiders, although the humans do occupy it still. But on to business. Warden Stillwater has called out for more workers at the sludge fields. I want you to enter the mine with these shackles and capture some more humans for labor. Because slavery is such a great idea when you could just kill them and bring them up and have them serve you. Anyways, you morons. They don't bother me, Jay. Break them out of their web paralysis and beat them into submission.
Watch your back.
Wow. The long stretch of coastline directly south of our position that extends to the west is known as the Western Strand. Along the Western Strand you will find two things, Murloc and our stolen supplies. He puts his hand in the air and makes quotation marks. Those damned Murlocs struck back while our backs were turned and took our supplies. Saris and I can't leave the post. We need you to go back and recover the supplies. And the quest is actually to get 6 supplies.
Victory for Sylvanus.
It's okay, they're not going to eat you. We're going to feed them Morgan instead. See? Where's my Abyssal? Or Infernal, rather. There it is. These supplies look empty. I hope the Murlocs didn't take the blight and do anything with it, because that'd probably be pretty unpleasant for them. I'm sure it's fine. So, this actual area is, funnily enough, this place, whoops, was actually a confluence back in lore, regardless of the significance to the current conflict. This also is a very fond part in my heart, and I imagine none of you are on the same page as me in that. Allow me to explain why. Because you guys are all like, PvPing! Which obviously I don't give a damn about, right? Now, in all seriousness, though, I did actually participate in quite a few battles here back in the day. But that's not why Hillsbrad has special place in my heart. The reason why is because of Warcraft 2. For those of you not aware, when Warcraft 2 starts, right at the beginning, there's a series of missions that I have a huge amount of nostalgia for, and admittedly I still like to replay every now and again, where the township of Hillsbrad, you know, blah, 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 blah. I don't even remember the rest of the quote, but the first missions for both Alliance, or excuse me, for both Horde, the Demonic Horde and the Alliance are here in Hillsbrad. So this is the center of where Warcraft 2's campaign starts. So anytime I replay Warcraft 2, we're fighting over Hillsbrad, and it automatically is like, Hillsbrad. The other reason, though, the other interesting thing, though, is this place, politically speaking, is the confluence of... I can't do Bill Roper. 1, 2, 3... 4 nations back in the heyday of the human of the post Arathor Empire. This place was the confluence of 4 different nations: the nation of Dalaran, the nation of Stromgarde, the nation of Lorerun, and the nation of Gilneas. All of them. This was a crossroads between all of them. This is also a place of some military significance. This was pretty much the location at which the Troll Wars were won. Hang on, I've got a new viewer here named Zalani, I think? Do you mind if I just call you Chemic? I mean, if that's okay. You know, I don't mind just calling you that. It's all good. What's up, Chemic? So yes, this is the location where the Troll Wars were actually won. The human forces and the human forces pretended to retreat against the Amani onslaught all the way back here. Actually, more like up here, to be a little more honest. And when they retreated all the way back, the human forces were like, all right, spring the trap, and devastated the crap out of them with magic, which they were completely unprepared for. And also ended up killing the leader of the Amani forces, which really devastated their ability to function as a proper military. This looks like Merkgil's flipper, or something. Maybe there's somebody that cares you killed this Murloc back at the mine. Probably not, but it's worth a shot. Take the fin, or whatever, back to Captain Keaton. Okay. Now to bring up the map. No, I'm not going to do it. Hey, Javan. As of right now, Javan... Hang on, let me check. Let's see. I know we're already into May. So that's going to be... May 2nd is... So... Add 2. Yeah, we're going till May 22nd so far. And we're not actually done with Kata yet. Seriously. It's been a hellacious work getting it all organized and uploaded onto YouTube, let me tell you what. Because I'm actually labeling each one per zone, so people can know where to go, and it's more organized, that kind of a thing. Anywho, so the Troll Wars. But yeah, so this place was a battlefield for then. This place was a battlefield during Warcraft 2. This place was a battlefield during Warcraft 3. This place was a battlefield during World of Warcraft. Now, in lore, the conflict between Tarren Mills and Southshore was barely a thing. Like, there was just a few, mild disinterest, skirmishes between the two. The funny thing here is that the developers saw the player-generated Tarren Mill Southshore conflict and actually decided to make it part of lore. They also, of course, added that battleground. There we go. But regardless of the battleground, this major conflict here, this front of the war, actually, for 2 reasons really, became a thing because of that conflict. The other reason is, of course, because they were evening out, when they were doing Cataclysm, they evened out the number of zones between the 2 sides, and they found out the Alliance had more zones than the Horde did, just in general. So they, pretty much, this is a Horde zone in every way that matters at this point. There are no Alliance flight paths, there are basically no Alliance quests, and there is no Alliance story here whatsoever. So this one was handed over to the Horde for balance.
I'm listening.
There you go.
Beware.
What is
Our
it?
enemies abound.
Do I look like some kind of Murloc scientist? Merkel, you say? Never heard of him. What is this? Some kind of fin or something?
Beware the living.
Ah, whatever. Recover our supplies. At least we're prepared for any future incidents. Moving supplies like this around is a risky proposition. You never know when someone is going to open their big fat mouth. He raises what appears to be an eyebrow at you.
Victory for Sylvanus.
Whoops, didn't mean to kill you, buddy. Look, I'll spare you if you go into servitude forever. Well, the Horde has plenty of scientists. Millions of them. Trillions! Okay, a couple. Whoops, killed one. Sorry, sorry. Come on, come on. This is incredibly stupid, by the way. The idea of the Horde, in general, enslaving fills me with just disgust. The idea of the Forsaken enslaving, when they have a better alternative to enslavement, is just stupid, on top of being disgusting. I mean, seriously, why? Why would you ever do that? As for how much respect, it varies. Apothecaries get basically no respect, for example. Neither do the goblins, even though the goblins are absolutely brilliant. The Forsaken's military contribution to the Horde is actually pretty significant when they're at a state of war with the Alliance. That's kind of relevant to keep in mind, because they're pretty much the only reason there is a Horde front on the Eastern Kingdoms. I would, Kemek. Otherwise, it would just be like the tiny little speck of the Blood Elves who are barely keeping their own, and that's it. The Forsaken have been able to maintain a front against the Alliance, basically. And now, if we weren't at war with the Alliance, well, then the Forsaken purpose here wouldn't really be all that useful. So, we found Dumas. Hey, spiders everywhere! Captain sent me to save the world and capture humans. What is this place anyway? It's so hot and I... Dumas goes on and on about his situation. By the way, I'm of course calling him Dumas, even though his name probably is supposed to be pronounced dumbass. Perhaps you should cut him free and get him back to safety. Or you can just leave him here, though. It is... or you can just leave him here, though it is your fault he's stuck in this mine. Yeah, by the way, if you remember, the captain he's talking about is you. Hi, thanks. Let's round up humans for the captain. Yeah, yay. Yeah, huh? We've already got some. Let's go, Dumas. Keep him away from the webbed humans. Oh, God. Okay, okay, come on. No, 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 wait. How did all these people get in here? Alright, this way, Dumas. No, no, don't help that poor guy out. I used to be a farmer. Caps lock, guys. Let this be a lesson to you. Caps lock is not the cruise control for cruel, okay? I don't care what else you've heard. They're wrong. These humans look dangerous! Yeah, they kind of are. That's why I hit them with a meteor. There's one over here! Here's one! Here's one! Telling you, Kel'Thuzad. Just make it happen. How'd all these people get in here? Oh my god! Yeah, look out for the spiders, Dumas. I used to be able to do a really good Bill Roper impression, like almost perfect. I'm really sad I lost it over time. Work, 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 work. Ah, work, work, work. Ah, my tone is just wrong. Work, work. Zug, zug. Nah, it's gone. It's gone.
Now I can only do Yoda.
Were you in Silverpine when the Banshee Queen killed all the Worgen? Yeah, Captain, I'm back, hooray! Oh, wow, yes, that's great. I am so happy to see Despire helped you out of the mine, postponing your tragic and inevitable death. Now scurry along. I hear Taran Mill is looking for Forsaken just like you. Taran Mill! Okay, is that in the Barrens? I'm on my way, thanks! Anyways, I was going to read Zoan's quote, but I can't do the voice. The township of Hillsbrad must burn. You're going to make me look it up now. Hang on, hang on. Yeah, I can kind of do a really good Yoda thing. Your sound card works perfectly. There's a quote that some of you probably won't remember, but those of you who do will be like, Dad. Yes, that is correct, Kamek. Damn it, I just want to... You know what, screw it! We'll just go to the source.
The Orcish warriors yearn for the sounds of...
Shut up.
The Horde is preparing to launch an assault against the mainland of Lorerun. Orgrim Doomhammer, war chief of the Orcish hordes and ruler of the Blackrock clan, has ordered you to establish a small outpost on Lorerun's southern shores. To secure the Zuldare region as Doomhammer demands, you will need to construct a barracks and several farms to feed your troops. Your success may help us determine the extent of the pathetic human defenses and what resistance they can offer against our forces.
My memory has misled me. Apparently it was Zuldare first.
Our spies
This
report that a band of human soldiers have captured a war party led by troll commander Zuljin and have taken them to a secret prison near the township of Hillsbrad.
There we go. Okay, so that's what I wanted. Hillsbrad. Moving on.
What do you require?
These will do nicely. I do wonder what the Warden has planned for these human slaves. Last I heard, the sludge fields were overrun by some bad things.
Trust no one.
Have you ever heard the saying, survival of the fittest? What you're doing conflicts with the laws of nature, lady. This idiot should have died in the mines. There's no telling what kind of harm he'll do to himself or another person now you've saved him from his inevitable demise. And you know whose fault that will be, right?
Beware the living.
Warden Stillwater over at the sludge fields has sent out a distress signal. The missive wasn't clear, but from what I can make of the letter, there's a riot happening and most of the guards have been killed. The Warden has warned that any would-be heroes approach from the back entry. He's also asked for discretion. He doesn't want news of this little, uprising to surface.
Farewell.
Sorry, just had to get in that gloat picture with the humans. Enjoy being slaves. Now, I guess that's a little bit harsh. They're not slaves, they're test subjects. Never, Zawan. Nothing could ever convince me to join the filthy, stinking alliance. That would be incredibly terrible. Ahem. It would be the worst thing that has ever happened to anyone, ever.
As regional commander of the Southern Defense Forces, Lord Terenas commands that you raise an outpost in the Hillsbrad foothills. It is rumored that Orcish marauders have been raiding coastal towns in the area, but whether these attacks are part of a greater horde offensive is as yet unknown. Your outpost is to provide food and information for Alliance troops, and as such, should be a community consisting of at least 4 farms. You must also construct a barracks in order to safeguard the Hillsbrad operation.
There you go. Ahem. So welcome to the sludge fields. Fun place. Who are you? Did Sylvanas send you? Everything's fine! Yes, perfectly fine. I've got everything under control. Well, fine, all thing considers is... We've got a few problems you could help with, Warlock. This farm is under lockdown. Nothing gets in, nothing gets out. We're still assessing the situation to try and figure out exactly what happened. But my theory is that the laborers ate the mushrooms and mutated into hideous undead monsters. I mean, how else could this have happened? This is just a farm. We grow mushrooms here. And sludge. Yes, sludge. Take a look around, because now that you're here, you can't leave until this issue is resolved. See for yourself. There's trouble at the sludge fields. This is all brand new, by the way. This wasn't here at all in vanilla. There's where they grow the mushrooms. Mushrooms! And for some reason, there's some giant abomination thing over there. Not sure what's up with that. What was the name? I don't remember either, someone. This used to be a farm owned by people who lived here back in the day. And then the Horde took it over. And by the... I really shouldn't say that. Then the Forsaken took it over. I really want to distance everything happening here from the Horde proper. As you can see, they're all monsters. Most of my gods died, and the ones that managed to escape are now holding down the barricades, preventing any of these potentially dangerous creatures from getting out. We need your help. We must destroy all evidence. Did I say evidence? I meant crazed undead. Anyways, discretion is key. We must not let the rampaging undead make it out of the sludge fields and outside of this institution. And no one must know what happened here. Directly southeast of here, you'll find what used to be the mushroom farm. And you'll find reanimated fiend known as Citizen Wilkes and his cohort, Clerk Horace Whitesteed. Remember those guys? They have been causing huge problems for my gods. Find them and kill them. Hellscream is not my war chief.
Hello.
Samples. Yes. Must have samples. These experiments. Unfortunate laborers must be studied. Travel southeast to the first farm and kill the risen ghouls. From their decrepit corpses, you must recover flesh samples. Bring them to me. Must test.
Beware the living.
So yeah, they totally just grow sludge here. That's all they do. Ignore Magistrate Burnside there. So yeah, the various dead here are people who used to live here back when this was a human settlement. I really don't remember the name of it. Hang on. Give me a moment. I can look this up really quick. Oh yeah. Duh. Okay, I'm stupid. So you see this area, this sludge fields here? This used to be, wait for it, Hillsbrad. This used to be the actual township of Hillsbrad, right here. Sludge is used to make all sorts of very useful concoctions. Like you see this wonderful green ichor here. Beautiful, vibrant glow. Speaking of the glorious undeath that awaits us all. That's what sludge is used in the creation thereof. Hey, Iru. So yeah, all of these names we're killing here used to be citizens of Hillsbrad. The Battle for Hillsbrad. This journal documents the last 62 days of Cleric Horace Whitesteed's life. It is written damning evidence of allegations against Warden Stillwater and his activities in the fields. You should show this to the Warden. He will undoubtedly have an explanation for what's written in the journal. Zombie juice. I've never heard it called that, but sure. I don't know if it has any other particular uses. I can imagine several, but that's just me imagining at that point. So, this may be the most horrible quest ever. What I'm about to do. I would let you vote on this, but... well, you'll see. You'll see. If you can't tell what I'm walking over, it'll be a lot more obvious in a second. There's a shovel here. The quest is called Do the Right Thing. You have come upon a horrific scene. Someone or something has buried all the living humans up to their necks in a manner consistent with planting. The ghouls are seemingly tending the fields, periodically jumping to the nearest human and devouring its head. You can end this right here and now. Take the shovel and save the humans. So here's the really messed up part, okay? You can, literally, whether you can free the humans, which counts as credit, or you can bash in the skull of the human seedlings. Do the right thing, buddy. Blood, brains, and goo coat the head of the shovel. So what do you think, guys? Should we save them, or should we save them? This is one of the most deliciously horrifying quests I have ever seen. The screams just sell it. It may or may not surprise you to learn I've never bashed them. Up you get, guys. Maybe you're not bad after all. Should you ever be buried neck deep in fields of feces and urine, I'll be sure to lend you a hand. Yeah, just get out of here, guy. Seriously, run. 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 Stop screaming. I'm saving you. You know, the really funny thing is, this is technically still horrible if you think about it for a moment. I know what you're saying. What do you mean? You're saving them. Yeah, so, where are they going to go? First of all, let me just remind you what the exit of this massive Warden facility looks like over here, shall we? Yes you can, Goldar. That's a side quest. So let's say they need to run. Escaped into freedom. Well, first they have to go through this. Oh, jeez. Then they have to go through this. Now, okay. Let's assume some of these humans have the capacity or competency to try and get over that wall. Now where do they go? Let's say they actually get out of here. Now he says Stormpike, which would be an incredibly foolish decision, but it may unfortunately be the truth. You may be like, Arsh, why is that unfortunate? Because we kill all the Stormpike. Seriously, in lore, we wipe out the Stormpike here. That's a thing that happens. The good news is there is an answer which allows them to survive, maybe. And this is a long shot if the humans manage to escape down this road and get the hell out of Dodge into Arathi Highlands, which is actually primarily a Alliance fortification still, because all of this over here is Alliance territory. So that's a long shot, though. It might actually be better to kill them, to be completely blunt. But I can't bring myself to do it. I love how the quest dialogue turn-in is the same no matter what you do. And I quote, "Undoubtedly you did the right thing. Hopefully the humans you saved will show similar mercy to you should the time of your planting ever come." This is all assuming you rescued the humans and didn't splatter their brains all over the dirt, of course. Keep the shovel as a reminder of the horrors of the sludge shields and the depravity of mortals. And someone asked, why not Alterac? For those of you not aware, Alterac is not friendly territory right now. There is no safe haven anywhere near here. So, that's just not happening. So let's see. The Journal of Clerk Horace Whitesteed. Day 12. We just received word that Southshore has been lost. The Forsaken war machine is too powerful. We are no match for their chemical weapons. I will, however, futilely attempt to keep this journal updated. I must record these atrocities for posterity. Day 16. Many of the farmers and residents of Hillsbrad fled. Some attempted to venture east to the Arathi. They never made it, slaughtered before they reached the wall. Many went north to seek refuge in Silverpine. They walked right into the heart of enemy territory. Insane, I know, but they claimed the Worgen are on our side. Are you sure, Zawon? I guess we'll see when we get there. Last I heard, they made it to Fenris Isle. We lost contact with them after that. Worgen? Could it be true? By the way... You remember those citizens who escaped and fled into Silverpine and made it to Fenris Isle? You remember those humans? Because I do. We knew our time was limited. We evacuated everyone we could, but Burnside stated we would go down with Hillsbrad. We all agreed to stand by his side. Magistrate Burnside, Citizen Wilkes, Blacksmith Verrington, and the farmers, Getz, Caliba, and Ray, remained here along with a dozen farmhands. Day 20. The Hillsbrad fields are no more. Those that did not flee were captured. The Forsaken have declared us prisoners of war. We are to be laborers at their plantation. Day 25. They incinerated our farms and made us watch. Construction begins tomorrow. Day 40. Construction of their plantation is nearly complete. This place resembles no farm or plantation I've ever seen. Day 41. The warden of the plant, Stillwater, has arrived today. He lined us all up and gave us a medical examination. Nobody knows what's going on. Day 45. They've started laboring in the sludge fields. They are growing poisonous mushrooms in fetid water and muck. Day 50. I hear screams coming from the warden's manor. People are starting to disappear. Day 52. I overheard some guards talking about the farmers, Ray, Getz, and Caliba. Something terrible has happened to them. Of this I am certain. Day 60. Those of us that remain are scared for our lives. Some of the farmers claim to have seen ghouls running amok at night. Day 61. Strange turn of events today. A master apothecary from Taran Mill arrived. From what little information I'm able to gather here, he is here to supervise operations. Leiden is his name. Day 62. Huh. I'll take your word on it, Zawun. I guess some of them survive then. Like maybe 1%. Day 62. Master Apothecary Leiden was dragged away by Stillwater's guards. He was yelling and screaming that Darklater would have Stillwater's head for this. Wonder what he's talking about. Day 63. I saw them take away Burnside and Verrington last night. I can only assume that I am next. The rest of the journal is full of incoherent scribbles. Well, let's turn it into the Warden, see what he has to say. Excuse me, here's some incriminating evidence. He flips through the journal, reading under his breath. Ramblings of a madman! Clearly he'd been ingesting mushrooms. It's good you brought me this to Aspire. I'll burn it myself. Well done. Wilkes was hanged after we discovered he was ingesting mass quantities of mushrooms and other highly toxic substances. After he died, he awoke as an undead geist. Many of my guards fell to Wilkes before he ran off into hiding. Fearing something like this might happen again, we incinerated the cleric until only bones were left. Why would they willingly ingest toxic substances? I have no idea. This is a farm, miss. Nothing more.
I'm listening.
For science! These samples will give us a better understanding of the mindless undead. Take these coins as reward.
Our time will come.
It was only yesterday I sent her out to investigate the farm directly east of here. Oh, but it feels like an eternity has passed. I knew it was true love the moment I saw her. Her lovely blonde locks, the way they framed her perfect blood elf face. She melted my shriveled heart. I didn't want to send her out, but she was so demanding. I had to give her what she asked for. Who could refuse such a vision? Poor Jenny Awesome has not returned. I fear the worst. Please go find her. Also, insert the only Blood Elf joke, for there is only one Blood Elf joke here. You'll see, Javan. You'll see. We do have quite a bit of a mess to clean up here. So let's see if we can find Johnny Awesome over here. You remember him, right? The alt. The stars mount. I told you we'd be meeting all these guys again. You there! Yes, you warlock! I have been captured against my will and imprisoned illegally by the Warden Stillwater. Get me out of this cage and I will explain everything. Ugh, really? Sure. Do you want a dolly, little girl? Would that make it better?
Victory lies ahead.
Twinkles. They killed her.
Shorel Aran.
Speak quickly.
This place is no farm. Stillwater has been experimenting on the humans, and this is not a boat accident. That's not the worst of it, Warlock. The aberrations have the key to my cage, and they are former Forsaken. Stillwater's experiments have the side effect of turning Forsaken into mindless zombies. Why do you think he's afraid of letting this get out? He knows that such a crime is punishable by true death. Get me out of here.
Dark lady, watch.
So this is actually interesting, if you will. Indulge me for just a moment. He is experimenting on Forsaken to try and create new forms of undead. Okay, that makes a degree of sense. What's really screwed up, though, is the Forsaken, by nature of their culture, really don't like losing their free will. That's basically one of the most defining features of being a Forsaken. Those undead who were freed from the grasp of the Lich King, right? This has actually been written in a few other quests, but it's very strongly emphasized here how If you in any way try to remove the freedom of will or try to turn another Forsaken into a mindless undead, that is literally the worst crime that exists. The worst. There is nothing that is higher of a crime amongst the Forsaken people. Which is, of course, why this guy was so damn terrified of everything happening here. You might wonder what I'm doing back here. Oh, don't worry, I have a purpose in this. Hi! Gotta get my ding picture in. I don't remember, actually, Bitmonk. I'm not that good with names. I guess technically the Stormpikes would have to survive to some extent, otherwise Alterac Valley would go away. Eh. So, in case you wonder what happened to the horse, well, there it is. Its name was Twinkles. And, yeah. The thing I always took away from this quest is, as much as it's fun to make fun of Johnny Awesome, the reality is that he was in no way prepared for what he was facing out here. He was in no way prepared for this situation. He was a noob. It's just more of a social noob than a combat-wise noob.
What now?
I'll get myself out, thanks. I've never been so angry. Stillwater won't get away with this. I will present his head to the Banshee Queen myself. You and I will work together. I don't know about the little girl here, but I'd prefer she stay behind.
Remember, patience.
You're not leaving me here. He's doing this 6 heal again.
We will persevere.
Oh, hang on.
Hello.
Before the Warden receives his comeuppance, we must deal with the outbreak. We cannot risk this contagion being released into the world. Hello, Gemkey. With the laborers' quarters directly north of here is this monstrosity Stillwater pieced together out of 3 farmers. This beast must be destroyed if we are to secure the sludge fields. Protocol demands it.
Goodbye.
Yes, that's why, by the way, this is actually an apothecary who's a decent person. Not good, just decent.
Yes.
Warden Stillwater sent me out to the field to investigate the outbreak. When I arrived, Twinkles and I were charged by the lumbering monstrosity known as Verrington. I was knocked off, and I immediately ran for my life. Twinkles, though, he stayed behind and fought the beast off. Alas, she was defeated and then planted in the soil, as if she was some kind of star pony seedling. She gave her life to defend me. Vengeance must be mine. If for nothing else, do it for Twinkles.
Time is of the essence.
Was that a gunshot I just heard? Did I replace the bow sounds with gunshot sounds too? So this is the Ray Gets Kalaba monstrosity. So that's actually an inaccurate form for this because, you know, they like to reuse models. But this effectively should just be a regular abomination. This is just 3 farmers stitched together. That doesn't surprise me, Bitmonk. But thank you for checking up and looking up on that. Down you go. And you! This is for Twinkles. I'm not sure Assassin's Creed really is Lorerun material, but I'm not opposed to the idea. I don't know what Machwinf means, but okay.
I'm listening.
Once we deal with the rest of the undead, we will confront Stillwater.
Our time will come.
Anaria Shola.
She may now ascend to the great horsey heaven and the stars. I'll never forget you, Twinkles. Never.
Hold your head high.
I am forsaken.
Magistrate Burnside was once the mayor of this region. In life, he was a formidable adversary in the battle for Hillsbrad. In undeath, he will surely test us. Burnside channels great arcane magic in the northwest section of the sludge fields. Lead us there, and together we will put an end to his rule once and for all.
Beware the living.
Gotcha, Jay. That's like... Well, in all honesty, Random, the answer is none. See now the product of your meddling! Burn in my hatred! I rip your soul out of your very body, Magistrate. Hang on, first I burn it. Then I rip it out.
What now?
Now, to bring the Warden Stillwater to justice. With the phasing. There we go.
This had better be good.
With the undead outbreak contained, the time has come for Stillwater and his followers to answer for their crimes. Though we averted a tragedy the likes which we have not seen since the Scourge invaded, we must ensure such a thing can never happen again. They will all face true death. Come to Spire. I will have Stillwater's head.
Trust no one.
Did I ever read the Witcher books? Not in many years, but yes. Did I do Lorerun Borderlands? No. I just played it. And Tales from the Borderlands we did a full playthrough of, though. So yeah, these are the just following orders people. And they deserve to die, just like he did, because just following orders. Lydon? Alive? Or is it Lydon? I don't know. Now I know where your allegiances lie, Despire. Yes, with the Horde, you freak. And you, Jenny. I thought we had a connection. You've broken my heart for the last time. Warden Stillwater, you are a deranged and threat to our very way of life. By the authority of the Dark Lady herself, I hereby impose upon you the harshest penalty allowed under Forsaken law. True death. This goes for all of you traitorous scum who supported this fool. Kneel! I am a threat. I am deranged. What I've created here is evolution. This is how the Forsaken will thrive, not through some magical winged fairy sprinkling happy dust on corpses. Kill them all. They will serve as subjects for our next study. Unfortunately, I can literally burn you. You think you've won? Think again and tremble before my new fire. Down you go.
What is it?
I will deliver this head to the Banshee Queen, personally. Of course, I will make mention in your part of all of this, Despire. As for your reward, take whatever you desire. You've earned it. Before my capture and imprisonment, I was stationed at Southshore. My primary job at the ruins was to take slime samples, make sure the blight we released was safely dissipating. Simple and easy, if not for the Worgen that continuously harass us. I need you to head to Southshore and find my apprentice.
Dark Lady.
But before I go, I just want you to burn just a little bit more. Just burn, you wretch. So anyways, The hell was I saying? Oh yeah, so one interesting point of note is the idea that blight can actually dissipate. I'm not sure what I think of that, especially given the circumstances, but it's an interesting thought. Maybe they have constructed a new form of blight that specifically dissipates so they can claim a territory rather than abstractly destroying it. And what's this? The Brazy Farmstead. There's a goblin out here. Hello, Mr. Goblin.
Well, spit it out.
Hey, look! It's a goblin druid. Help, crazy undead are attacking my farm. That psycho warden over at the sludge field's probably responsible for this mess. Help me fight off those zombies!
Go get him, champ.
I'm ready. Hang on, I need a little more sun power, real quick. Let's see here. Is there any more? I need just a little bit more. There we go. Let's get a single spitter going on right there. What are you talking about, Javin? Of course, the goblin music just suits this surprisingly well. I've actually heard of a lot of players who have a hard time actually finishing this. You have to do the whole thing to get the pet. Obviously, I have the pet. I'll go and put another one there. So yeah. Now, in case you're wondering, this was not something that they just did. They actually worked with the development team behind or the group of Plants vs. Zombies, and worked together. This is actually a cooperation that they did between each other. Seriously. They actually worked together on this little mini-game. And I think they did a pretty good job of it. The pet in question... I'm not sure what it's called. Ah, there it is, the singing sunflower. The sweet flower will brighten your day with its warm smile and cheerful song. Also strong against the undead. Which makes sense, because it's natural. It actually does have a pretty decent layout of abilities, but I already have a fairly strong elemental, which is why I don't use it.
I seen you around here before.
Phew, that was close. You're real natural at these plants. You know, I brought these seeds here with me, and... Oh, by the way, this is what they look like.
Catch you on the flip side.
In case you doubted me that they actually used they coordinated with them. Yeah, that's what they look like.
Yeah,
no,
what do you want?
Alright, let's do it.
Glad I could help.
Yeah, no kidding, Norlex. Periodically, the sunflower pet will actually hum the song, or a little bit from the song, actually. My strategies on this game are actually terrible. Basically, it's all about infrastructure for me when I actually play this game. I never have played Plants vs. Zombies 2, though. And the reason why is because it's not out on the frickin' PC. That just bugs the crap out of me, you know that? Seriously. Mobile only. My sister plays Plants vs. Zombies 2. Well, the prevailing theory as to why it hasn't come out on PC yet is they're still making the mobile version. Like, it's not finished yet. So, I don't know if that's true anymore. This is information that's like months out of date at this point. But that would be the prevailing theory of why it hasn't come out yet. God of Warfare 2 has nothing to do with Plants vs. Zombies or Plants vs. Zombies 2. I mean, that's an invalid statement. It does have something to do with it, but it has nothing to do with what I am talking about. AKA Plants vs. Zombies 2, the game that hasn't come out on PC. Because screw us, apparently. I don't know what you're talking about, Chemic. This is clearly Flower Power, is actually the name of this quest. I'm told Garden Warfare 1 was terrible, and Garden Warfare 2 is pretty good. See you around, Goldar. Enjoy dinner. I don't know how true that is, of course, because I haven't played either. Yeah, that's right. We now have the ice spitters now too. Hey, Kovac. Hang on. Oh, nope, nope. Now, I have to admit, I'm really bad about this game, the actual game. And the reason why is because I want everything to be symmetrical. I want it to look nice. And that is like my absolute doom, because I will actively nerf my own base construction just to try and ensure that everything looks the way it should look. You know what I mean? In fact, this base design right here is bugging the crap out of me, because it's wrong! I should have put him there, and then not there, and then it would be symmetrical. Ah, why? Yeah, that was really quiet. For those not aware, the Woman of Awesome, whose name I can't think of, I'll look up real quick. Shoot, hang on. What's her name? No. YouTube. There we go. Laura Shigihara, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, actually did do the "There's a zombie on your lawn" tidbit for this. Which, if you didn't hear it before, here I'll make it a little more obvious.
There's a zombie on your lawn.
What's the word on the street?
Yes, I do, Jay, to be completely honest. More incoming! Ghouls hate my grains. Yeah, a pro at this. A regular junior botanist. Listen, I've got a new seed called a rocknut. Use it to block the undead. Let's give it a try.
Have a good one.
What do you mean, psychotic? Oh, never mind, I get what you're saying. I wonder if people even sell this bed anymore. I mean, really. I have not seen them in full detail yet, but what I've seen so far I have admittedly liked. So, I like what I see so far, like I said. I've wanted a pure pet class for a while, because I like that idea. In fact, the original reason I made a Warlock all the way back in the beta, or I guess that would actually have been the alpha, was because it was touted as being a pet class. And I'm like, sweet! Pet class! Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the new transmog system, too. Yeah, no kidding, psychotic. We actually had a rule during the time of Ulduar, where if you used the train set in a raid, you would be kicked out of the raid. I have no idea, Gnarlex. Hey, it's fun, Zach Zang. I think it's fun. Sniffle, sniffle. Seriously, I actually enjoy this. I had to do this quest for several of my friends. because they couldn't, basically. That's not bragging, it's just I've played the actual game, Plants vs. Zombies, extensively, so I kind of knew what I was doing. And they were like, what? But, and then, huh? See you around, Shaman. Farewell forever. No, I do not, Eru. I am completely filled up in my banks. My sister, who was actually really good at Plants vs. Zombies, used to make fun of me because I would make so many, and I mean just so many, sun generation. I would have like 2 rows of sunflowers, and I would have them all upgraded, too. So they would be generating a ridiculous amount of sun. Infinite resources, basically. Pretty much, Eru. I've been doing that since before Transmog was in the game. Seriously. I was actually predicting Transmog would be added to the game for a long time. And then it wasn't, 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 and then it was! Finally. Took forever to get there. There's a zombie on your lawn. There are no zombies on our lawns. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I don't want to get sued. Well, as long as it works, right, Chemic? You know, I don't think I've ever known anyone personally who actually got the Corrupted Ashbringer to drop. So I'm kind of with you on that one. What's that? Oh yeah, Stranglers. Stranglers are good. In this. They're terrible in the main game. Ugh. I spit on Stranglers. Yes, Eru. Do nothing. Let the zombies eat your brains. In which, so what brings that up this particular time, or wager? Brains. Brains. I wish I'd seen the Kel'Thuzad fight back in the day. It seemed like an awesome fight. Really. It's okay, all you had to do was farm the Argent Dawn stuff in order to get the rep necessary to make that happen. Or to get the materials necessary to get the Frost Resistance. I was like the only person. Yeah, I'm pretty much with you on that, War Wager. Although, from my understanding, when the Acclamation patch goes live, because of the nature of an Acclamation patch, the, that is actually when the new Transmog thing will go in. I have very, very vain yet existent hopes that the Acclamation patch will go live while the Lorerun's still going on, so I can show off some of it, and of course show off the Demon Hunter starter stuff. How much was it, Cam? Actually, you don't have to answer that. I'm sorry. we should, Eru. And by early, I mean when the Acclamation patch comes out. The only thing I know about the Acclamation patch is it will come out before September. We also know that they are planning a full-on event, starter launch event. So, best guess, anywhere from literally a month from now to sometime in August. Ugh, probably War Wager. Which thing, Kay?
Yeah.
You mean this thing? Look at it, Kay. Look at it. Alright, now to do it. I just dinged on this quest. I know exactly where I'm taking my picture. Right here. Yay, zombies. On my lawn.
Hey, how you doing?
Ah, gotcha. Well, unfortunately, those are very useful. Like, really, really useful. One more little thing, then we'll be done here. Farewell, Zewan. Soon we will crush Southshore for Cosmonaut. That's actually not too bad, Kemek. I say go for it. Because I'm a weirdo. Sorry, I'm actually kind of paying attention here. This would be a great time to do any Q&A, by the way, if anybody has any questions to ask me. That would be Khadgar, Eru, by the way. Khadgar is the one warning them that the Burning Legion has come. Although he is wielding a Tish, and some people actually suspect he is, in fact, a Medivh. Not sure what I think about that anymore. I was thinking that for quite a while, because well, he just was acting wrong throughout all of Warlords. Khadgar was, I mean. Yeah, he's just off. I know Khadgar's never exactly been a pinnacle of good and light, but he was just kind of like, you know? Well, admittedly, I don't know your financial situation, Kemek, but in my case, I still have the models I made when I was in school. You know what I mean? I make models to keep. So if I was in your position, I'd go ahead and sink the money. Do it proper, you know? But that is just my perspective. That's a good point. We all know Medivh has no son. Well, I'm not planning to do any lore runs at the moment, as I've actually already mentioned. However, I am not opposed to the idea of doing lore runs of those older works. Absolutely, War Wager. They'd be silly not to. Really. I was going to say, if Raytheon knew, surely Khadgar knew. Khadgar was also really insistent on taking down Gul'dan, which kind of made me tilt my head a bit. Not that Gul'dan is not a threat, I mean, God, but he was a little bit too insistent on bringing down Gul'dan. And then Cordona turned evil for basically no reason, which kind of sucked, but whatever. I know of one spoiler no one's actually said yet. Zawun gave a whole bunch of like, oh, look at all these spoilers the other day. He didn't actually mention this one that I know about, but I've decided to keep my mouth shut on it. Because I'm more talking about the lore than the story when it comes to spoilers, you know what I mean? I don't want to tell you it was his sled, but I'm willing to discuss certain concepts, like the Valkyr, for example. I don't want to spoil everything, though. It is also worth noting that they have actually already changed several story elements in the alpha more than once. It's already a thing that's happened. So you have to keep that in mind, too. Oh, that's expensive. Really expensive, good God. Also, you can technically cheat in this. You notice how my plan is attacking back? Yeah, pretty much. Right one. I haven't heard anything about Nazgrim, but I don't think I want to. I think I'm okay with not knowing that one. Well, Ragwan's out, guys. Who wants to rifle through our pockets and get the pizza? Damn it, damn it, damn it. I may actually lose this round. The Valkyr were originally invented by a Titan keeper known as Odin. Pretend for a moment I have no idea what you're talking about, Narlix, because I don't. My brain, she is not working properly. The Four Horsemen. Actually doesn't make sense. Why are the Four Horsemen even existing? Like, seriously, why is that a thing? Yeah, no kidding, Draculus. I didn't see a problem with it. I thought the idea of having the house in the sewers made perfect sense, especially given that that's kind of what it actually was in lore. We already saw that in Dalaran, in Wrath. Yeah, this one's gonna suck. I'm nowhere near it. I think I'm gonna use a new strategy if I manage to advance, which I probably won't, in all sincerity. This is bad. Oh jeez, oh jeez, oh jeez. Yeah, okay, so why do the Four Horsemen still exist? I guess would be my question to you. Since there's no reason for them to. Since the Lich King is gone and Kel'Thuzad is gone. So... You're speaking new things to me, Gnarlex. Things I have never heard of before. Strange things. Also, what are you quoting? While we're on the subject. Yeah, let's go and do that one. Yep, new strategy is definitely needed for the next one.
What's up?
This is the last one, for reals. It's time to fight Warden Stillwater himself, even though we've technically already beaten him.
Keep your ear to the ground.
Oh yeah, definitely the Gatling P. Pop, 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 pop. Ah. Dip, dip. Yeah, this one's going to be pretty rough if I don't do a different strategy, which I'm going to do. This actual exact quest is the one several of my friends were stuck on, this last one. Lawn of the Dead, by the way, is the name of it. So we're going to get a little sacrificial this time around. Ah. Apparently Thesaurian is in Legion too, which I also didn't know. Although that makes sense. I'm gonna laugh if this really is the end of WoW. The fact that he turned into a bundle of what looked like French fries. See, they've already said flat out they're working on a new expansion. However, for those of you who've been following Blizzard stuff for, you know, longer than a day, you're actually aware of the fact that Blizzard doesn't always tell the truth. In fact, it's not even just about lying. Sometimes they just change their minds. That's a thing developers do now and again, believe it or not. I know, strange thoughts, but there it is. If they ever do World of StarCraft and do it properly, I am playing the unholy hell out of that. I know this is a super divergent topic, now you made me think about it. If you could play World of StarCraft, and you have to play something within reason... Oh, rain, that's perfect. You have to play something with reason, you can't play some super amazing, you know, I want to play an Ultralist kind of thing. What would you want to play in World of StarCraft? I don't know anything about the Star Trek 4 similarities there, but I do recall the soundtrack roughly right now. Oh god, that would be horrible, War Wager. I mean, I could see them doing it, I could even see why they'd do it, but it would still be horrible. There he is. You can kind of see why I use this strategy. A Diablo MMO? I'm not sure I'd like that, as weird as that sounds. Mainly because I really like, you know, Diablo. I just like the co-op gameplay as is. You know what I mean? Wow, that's a little overpowered of an attack. He just flat out got rid of my front line there. Thanks, buddy. And yeah, FPS, TPS switching is not the hardest thing in the world to do, so I don't know why they wouldn't do that. Okay, fine. Gotcha. Booyah. No, the lawn was mine.
What's shaking?
I can't believe we defeated him. That was the toughest fight yet. There's still hundreds of crazed zombies. We need to stay alert.
Don't be a stranger. See you around,
And then he
friend.
has a daily where you can keep playing it if you feel like it. Fun fact, that daily wasn't originally there when they first set this up. And then people were like, can we just replay it without making an alt? So they added a daily version so people could replay it. Yes, I do, Bitmonk. I think removing the aspects from the equation was overall a correct move. Oh, we'll see what they do with that in the future, though. Oh, goodness. The roof stage. I'll have to remember that. So, now that we've had our little excursion of fun, I'll go ahead and add that there. Why don't we get back to more seriousness, shall we? It probably should, Norlex, and we probably will, yes. Ah. Holy crap! Organ! Okay, guys, we're okay. Clearly, Southshore has been taken over by Warden. We better get in there and take care of it as quickly as we can. Alright. Alright, I'm here. I'm ready to
I'm listening.
Another interruption. How am I supposed to get any work done like this? Don't answer that. Do I look as if I care what you have to say? If we're going to get this place cleaned up and expand our empire, I will need silence. Maybe if cleaning it up was in your interest, you shouldn't have bombed it into oblivion to begin with. Also, notice how Helcular is actually a Forsaken NPC now. I just feel like pointing that out. He used to be basically a rogue mage, and now he's formally on the side of the Forsaken. I know, he was kind of a Horde-related quest, but still. The Worgen situation hasn't gotten any better, and Helcular is really creeping me out.
Watch your back.
We used a fairly potent strain of blight against the humans of Southshore. As you can see, it worked. The trouble with blight, though, is it tends to stick around after it's served its purpose. What I need from you is to take this testing kit and get out into the field to get a lethality count from the blight slimes that we've released into the area. Use the lethality analyzer on the slimes, sweeping the pools.
Victory for Sylvanus.
Recycling, it's all the craze these days. The Banshee Queen has decreed we must conserve if we are to prosper as a people. Everyone must do our part, right? With that said, you'll be doing our part for us. There are likely thousands of blight canister bits and pieces over Southshore. We can reuse those canisters for more blight bombing goodness. Just think, they could attack Arathi next.
Watch your back.
To think that I, a master of necromancy, trained by Kel'Thuzad himself, was reduced to nothing more than a corpse in a grave. Thankfully, my astute apprentice Thrall managed to find a group of heroes who recovered this. It is through the power of this rod that I was reborn. The power of the rod giveth, the power of the rod taketh away. Take it now and use it to empower our dark rangers battling the Worgen. Renew their vigor with the wand. Our Dark Rangers search the fields for Worgen terrorists. These Worgen have been sent out by their Dark Masters to hunt and kill us. Although a Dark Ranger is a formidable combatant, the Worgen attack in packs. Search the fields around Southshore. Kill any you see for the Forsaken and for Lorerun. I kind of like that idea, Chemic. Imagine if you could play as Zerg. Did anyone answer me about my question about what you'd play in StarCraft MMO? I don't think anyone did. Huh. Am I live right now? I might not be. It'll be the first time. Tasty. A ghost? Yeah. I could see ghost. Slurp, 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 slurp. Okay, I am live. Yay! Uh-oh. The slimes are beginning to react negatively towards your prodding. I knew it, Gnarlex! Thank you for letting me know. So this is the really weird situation. We've been making fun of the Forsaken this whole time of their massive overusage of blight. The really weird thing is they themselves acknowledge it. Basically, their general idea is to... the Spectres, Chemic. Their general idea is to charge in, bomb and destroy and... Bessie. And destroy the hell out of the target area. And then go in and mop it up afterwards and clean it up afterwards. Now... This is, wasteful in the extreme, but it does have a degree of logic to it. The idea here is, if you can't win by... think of it as a positive versus negatives. If you attack normally without destroying what you're going after, you need either superior forces or superior tacticians. The Forsaken has neither. So it would be a costly battle, is what I'm trying to say. That would be the negative, okay? By the way, don't think I'm condoning what they do here, I'm just explaining. So their logic instead is, rather than fight a costly battle to claim it whole, we will fight an easy and cheap battle and bomb it into oblivion, and then spend all our time and resources reclaiming it after it's been destroyed, rather than trying to claim it whole. Make sense? Not the smartest way to do things, but there is a logical reason for doing so, so... I have to admit, I know a few Alliance primary players who were going through the new Kata stuff, and got here and just were blanched by this section of the game. For those of you not aware, Southshore used to be pretty much the major quest hub in this area, for the Alliance, obviously. And of course, this is Southshore, which, you know, is a town with lots of history to it, including naturally, the old Hillsbrad area. I mean, this is... yeah. You know? This is kind of the equivalent of going and finding, you know, some... I don't know, I'm trying to think. Some location you care about, and finding that it's been destroyed in your absence. and turned into this muck. I don't think I would do that at all, Chemic. I would make Firebat or Marauder or anything like that. They wouldn't be a subclass. They would be a equipment variance, basically. Set yourself up right, and that's how it works, kind of a thing. That would be interesting. Or a wager. These blight slimes seem to be really angry. They've even got the faint outline of humanoid faces on their ectoplasm. Okay, we'll just kill them then. Surely these didn't used to be people, right? Right, guys? Guys? Yeah, actually, Narlix, that's a good way to put that. Okay, that makes me feel a lot better, Eru. Thank you. Holy crap. Well, we don't have a quest for him yet. Yeah, come on. If they followed similar rules to WoW, and respawning in combat was difficult to do, it would be... is there no one here? It would be interesting to see the option to become a Archon as like a sort of a cooldown. You know, you get rezzed immediately afterwards, and then you get back at it, but you get that Archon for the little bit of time as you're burning out. What, Vinitri? It's good. It's okay. Nobody, you know, nobody's gonna do horrible things to anyone, right? I do like it, Nicolas, and I do especially like it now that it's starting to be reclaimed bit by bit, too. All signs indicate a breeding pool being inside the ruined town hall. You must investigate! The trail of filth and anger leads into the ruined town hall. Surely there's a slime breeding pool inside. Fight your way and deal with whatever you encounter. Should you succeed, Hinot will want to hear about it. Hinot? Hinot? Who knows, Chemic? Who knows? Holy crap. Die, breeder. That's one of the weirdest insults I've ever given someone. But whatever. Goop. Yeah. What is going on over here? What is this? There's a quest over here. Holy crap. Hey, it's Orcus. What's up, dude? What are you doing?
Loktar!
Orcus is drowning. Help me, quest giver. Dwarf threw Orcus into water. Must not die. Shame would be too great.
Strength.
Explain to Orcus he is standing in shallow water.
What do you need?
Your feet are touching the ground, Orcus. This is shallow water. Just stand up and walk to shore.
Dabu.
Oh, yes, yes. The foul human mage must have cursed Orcus's mind. Quickly! We must get to shore. Kasha is hurt. Kasha, come to me! I am fine. I'm gonna get on one that I actually earned here, buddy.
Thrall, halt!
Yeah. Human must have cast some type of mind-altering spell on Orcus. Orcus will explain. I tracked down the decrepit necromancer Helcular in hopes of getting a lead on the Alliance movement within Hillsbrad. Helcular tasked me with finding and killing Warden. Ordinarily, this would not be a problem for Orcus, but I had just eaten several helpings of Dirge's kickin' chimeric chops. Where the hell did you get that? Causing my bowels to cry out in anguish. That's when the trouble began and how I ended up in the water. Wait, what?
Go with honor.
I had just finished making use of the facilities in the docks. When? The Loktar must have been cooking up a turd, which would be me. By Hellscream's axe! Is a dwarf and a human. Oi, Linda, where are you mating with this Ivar Bloodfang fella? What Bronzebeard's name is a terrible smell. We are massing at Purgation Isle, just west of here. We are to meet them there, General. As for the smell, I think it's coming from over there. Look, Linda, what in the... You face Kingslayer Orcus now, dwarf. Kasha, your master needs you. Stunned. Yeah. Weird camera angle. Weird camera angle. What am I looking at? No. That was Vanadar Stormpike, by the way.
Blood and thunder.
I will have my revenge, but first we must heal Kasha. Kasha will fly again. She must if we are to claim vengeance. Sadly, Orcus must stay here with Kasha. You must help us, I beg of you. Listen carefully, quest giver. When I first arrived here, I flew around for days to learn the lay of the land. It hasn't been days since... There's a farm east of here that long since has been abandoned and is now overrun by gnolls. On this farm grows a special type of mushroom known as mudsnout. Go and gather it for Kasha.
Go forth to victory.
I wish our mounts could fight with this too. That'd be really cool. Like each mount gives you a little bit of a different combat style or something. Of course, that would be insane. I mean, how many mounts exist in the game? I only have 229, and that's not that many. Imagine coming up with different combat styles for 400 mounts. Or whatever the number is. Oh my god. No. I will save you.
What brings you here?
Hopefully. Hopefully this is saving you. I hope this is saving... Yes! Yes! Power! Unlimited power! Burn in hellfire! Hi, Deutsch. What's up? What? I don't have that many War Wager. There's quite a few I'm still missing. Ah, she's already... I did the right thing, buddy. Yeah, I sort of assumed, Deutsch. You and your canine ways. Right now I'm killing lots and lots of Worgen. Death to the dog, people.
I am listening.
Yes, human seedlings, specifically. Yeah, I know, Permius. It would be kind of cool. I was gonna say, some of you may remember I streamed a little bit of Hillsbrad all the way back in the day. And I did it specifically to show off a couple of quests, including the Quest Giver quest, and of course the Human Seedlings quest.
Here.
We are actually in the middle of doing quests for Kingslayer Orcus right now. Technically, we'll get there. We need more Dark Rangers. Hey, it's how you grow new humans, right? You just plant them in the ground and eat the heads whenever you're hungry. Nom, 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 nom. Oh, I know. Tell me about it, Permius. I haven't actually used, I think, any mount that I've earned in Warlords yet, because I don't like any of them. With the sole exception of the one I got from the shop. The Rylac. Oops, wrong way. I'm surprised you're not taking pictures as you go, Chemic. You know, kind of a, here's it under construction, sort of a montage kind of a thing. Unless you are doing that, in which case, never mind. It's randomized, Syncarel. I'm not like picking it specifically. It's just one of my favorites. Oh, that's a Warlord's mount. You're right. I didn't even think about that. Never mind. Okay, so there's I didn't even realize that was a Warlord's mount. There is one Warlord's mount I use regularly. Because I'm an idiot. I really didn't even think that was a Warlord's mount. That's kind of sad. It's funny, because I got a lot of cool mounts in Pandaria that I use all the time. Trying to find a position where my back isn't destroying me. As I said, the rod giveth our Dark Rangers, and doth take away from the enemy. We should have killed Bloodfang and Silverpine. It's a shame he still lives, and an even bigger shame we have as yet been unable to turn Worgen into undead. There must be a way. After all, the Lich King could do it. Seriously.
Speak quickly.
Oh my, 250. This thing doesn't go past 250. How are you still standing? You should be a puddle of goo right now. Sylvanas will be most displeased with this information. There might be other things we can do to reduce the lethality levels in the area by a few decades, but it still leaves us out by about 100 years. Oh my god.
Trust no one.
Bring me those canisters. Excellent work, Despire. You're incredibly resilient to this blight. We'll have to take you in for testing sometime.
Farewell.
Perhaps with the Chet vanquished, the lethality levels of this place will decrease a tad faster. Good job.
Beware the living.
So there's the double whammy. On the one hand, oh my god, they're destroying the places they can conquer. But on the other hand, no, they get it. They're trying to make it less lethal. And on the final cruel irony, they're only trying to make it less lethal in a range of decades. This place will not be inhabitable, even by Forsaken, for about a century. And that's out of an optimisticus estimate. Okay, here we go. Warlord's Mount. Yay, I actually have a Warlord's Mount. Yay. Of course, I haven't had an actual raid group or a dedicated group, so I haven't even done the... Where is it? Savage Hero. I haven't done anything in Savage Hero. Oh, wait, that's not the one. Glory of the Drano Hero. There it is. Oh, I guess I've done a few of these. But that just gives a battle bore, so who cares about that? I haven't even done Pandaria Hero yet. That's right. We started doing it, and then, like, people stopped being online, so we need to go back and do that at some point. Anywho. I'll never make Kemek a mod. Because then all he'll do is talk about things unrelated to whatever I'm streaming at the time. What's funny is this is effectively the same quest it used to be, just with the sudden in added reasoning and story for doing it. Gnolls! These terrible creatures are a blight upon any land. Which is saying a lot when you consider Hillsbrad as Forsaken territory. Kill as many of them as you can, for the good of the world! Death to all Gnolls! Guys, don't let Third find out. I don't think he'd take it well that we're wiping out his entire species. Now to make Kemek a mod. No, I'm kidding. Give me your soul. Okay, in fairness, I'm not stealing their soul. That's something Affliction does. I'm just ripping their life out of them. No, Deutsch! Hey, Zygmus. Give me your life. Well, one heals me, and the other gives me their souls. Though you have taken a sizable chunk out of the current Gnoll populace of Hillsbrad, more will take their place. For now, you may sit comfortably knowing you did your part. Well, they could continue to exist without their lives, because you could take lives out bit by bit. They can't really continue to exist without their souls. It's also a lot harder to heal the lack of a soul. What are Naga doing here? Weird Naga. Go away, Naga. Go away. Yeah, by the way, I probably shouldn't tell you this, but you see these health stones? In lore, these are composed of massive fell energies that have been imbued into souls. No, we'll be talking about the Arathi bloodline in Arathi.
Thrall, huh?
Have you recovered the mud snout? This mushroom is toxic to living things, but provides a restorative boost to the undead. Let's see how Kasha reacts.
For the Horde.
Despire has brought you mud snout blossom, Kasha. Eat it, and you will be healed. Nom, 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 nom. I think she liked it.
Sug.
The time of vengeance has come. Kasha can fly once more, thanks to you. She will take us to Purgation Isle, so we may confront the Stormpike General Vanadar Stormpike, and his captain Belinda Stonehearth. Remember those guys from AV? Both will pay for what they've done.
Strength.
Random narration. Kemek has apparently lost his mind, guys. Not sure what to make of that. So yeah, for those of you not aware, Vanadar Stormpike was the Alliance boss. In other words, the one the Horde has to kill. in AV, and Belinda Stonehearth was the mid-boss of the exact same thing.
Strength
This
and
place is
honor.
dark, foreboding. It smells of piss and fur. There are definitely Worgen and very likely dwarves. They made a mistake by not killing me when they had the chance. Perhaps they thought Orcus would drown. Ah! Now they will pay for their carelessness. You and I will tear this island apart. They will never expect this. Once all their soldiers are dead, we will confront the leaders.
Go with honor.
Just between you and me, I never actually saw the fall of the Lich King. And, well, I've never been to Ulduar. I'm a dungeon explorer. Yes, I prefer exploring dungeons with allies. The pay is excellent and the risk is low. Hear that, guys? He's a 5-manner. He's a filthy casual! Like me. Wait. Hillsbrad's changed. Back in my day, Hillsbrad was a place of constant battle. The humans and dwarves of Southshore would constantly attack the Horde at Tarren Mill. There were days when you could look past the intersection at Darrow Hill and see 1,000 people battling. Glory days to Spire. They pass you by. It wasn't audible narration, Bregman, but there was narration, yes. Stowaway girl. Punda punda punchi. Kashi. Bunda 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 bunda. Sorry. I need to kill one more filthy, stinking, flea-bearded dwarf. Before you make fun, flea-bearded dwarves are a thing in lore. Seriously, that's a problem that some of them have. It sounds really, 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 really gross. I don't like fleas, though. I know, weird. A roommate of mine once brought in a cat. That cat had fleas. I lived in fleas for about 6 months before I finally was able to, well, before he moved out. And with the absence of the cat, I was able to remove the fleas from the house. Go ahead, hit me, Charlord. I found Kasha in Icecrown. She was injured and dying. I managed to carry her back to the Shadow Vault, where Death Knights helped nurse her back to health. We are now the best of friends. That's actually kind of sweet. Girosh Hellscream, Great Warchief or Greatest Warchief? Alright, Orcus, gotta kick you into the pit now.
Blood and thunder.
Look upon our carnage. We make quite a team.
Go forth to victory.
I agree, ticks are much worse. I have 0 tolerance for ticks.
Loktar.
Ah, me too, Venatri. Oh, it was terrible. I got to the point where I started having trouble sleeping at all. Just, you know. Yeah, it was bad.
Strength.
Now to find their... Now to despawn. Oh, part of the plan. There we go.
What do you need?
Now to find their battle plans and take out their leaders. Should we succeed, there is a high orc warlord who served the war in Silverpine that is now stationed in Tarren Mill. He will grant both of us commendations. We will be heroes of the Horde. Onward! Death to the Alliance! Filth!
To victory.
Oh, I felt pretty bad for the cat. The cat still had fleas when he moved away with him, too. So... yeah. Not only death to the dead alliance. We just... Orcus, are you coming, buddy? Look there, near the map table. The Stormpike Battlemaster holds the Alliance plans. I have a plan of my own. I will kill the guard at the table and draw the attention of the trio. While I have them distracted, you get the plans from the guard's corpse. I will call Kasha to pick you up as soon as I see them. Don't worry about me. I will be fine. Tell me when you're ready to go.
Blood and thunder.
Alright, I'm ready, Orcus. Let's do this!
For the Horde.
Can you smell what the Loktar is cooking? There's no getting away this time, Orc. You've sung your last Loktar. Forget about me, Kasha. Go! I've never seen this quest bug personally, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does. We've seen several bugged quests as we go. Come on, Orcus. Let's go. Kasha, you came back for me. Good night, Great Biotic Wind. You are the best friend Orcus has ever had, Despire. I never knew anyone like you. You saved me more than once. I know it's selfish, but I have something to ask of you. Please take care of Kasha. Make sure that she finds a cold place to live. Somewhere safe. What happened? What do you have in your hands there? The Alliance battle plans. He died to get this here. Do not mourn, Orcus. He died with honor, with pride. He died a hero of the Horde. From Lorerun to Kalimdor they will know his name and sing songs of glory, praising fallen champion of the Horde. Know that what you did will save hundreds, maybe thousands of lives. You are also a true hero of the Horde. Despire. I'm probably the only sentimental sap who feels sad that Orcus died like that.
Loktar.
He will be honored as a hero, just as he always hoped. What you and Orcus did will save many lives, and ensure that our foothold in Hillsbrad is not lost.
Be safe.
I will study the Stormpike battle plans and prepare for an assault. I need you to go to Alterac Valley and enlist the aid of the Frostwolf clan, the very clan of our former war chief Thrall. They will help us battle the Stormpike dwarves. Together we will crush the invaders and see them driven out of Lorerun for good.
Strength.
Damn it, Permius. I should probably pick up the other quest. There's actually a lot of quests here.
Speak quickly.
Yeah, I can't really deny that, Norlix. Of course, that would mean a true alliance would have to die in the same basic way. So yeah, as we see, we had all three of the quest people we gave quests to. We encounter them bit by bit, and they start off being somewhat comical to kind of tragic to full-on tragic when we hit Orcus. It was a nice touch, I thought, the way that developed throughout the zone. I'll go ahead and say that's possible, Charlord, but based on the way the text is written, I can't possibly think that's actually true. Everything indicated that Sargeras believed the Titans were perma-dead, and that he didn't have to worry about them or think about them anymore. So... Ever had a stagwitch? Me neither. Apparently they're delicious. Now, I'm not one for eating, but I am a businessman, and if my customers want stagwitches, who am I to offer? To argue. You're probably asking yourself, what does this have to do with me? I'll tell you what, Warlock. I need stag meat. You get me stag meat, I'll pay you.
Farewell.
Okay.
What is it?
The Magus has been idle for far too long, and an idle Magus leads to poorly thought-out schemes. This time I am charged with collecting various beast organs to power some type of control rod. I'm far too frail to go out hunting beasts, especially yetis. Maybe if I give you a reward, you'll go do it instead?
Victory for Sylvanus.
Hey, Juju's. Meh. I don't know, when I was PvPing on the Alliance, our strategy in AV was the exact same strategy as it was on the Horde. Kill the boss! AKA a total absence of strategy. It was literally a race. I mean, literally a race. It was just, get to the boss and kill them quicker than the other team managed. Don't kill anything on the way, just straight to the boss and kill him. There was a period there, I don't know if this is true anymore, but there's a period of time when AV battles would last about 6 minutes. 6 to 10 minutes. Just, kill the boss. Kill the boss.
I am forsaken.
For years, the mountain yeti of this region have been allowed free reign. Our complacency in dealing with the yeti menace has resulted in an aberration. Yetimus, lord of all yetis, has grown in size and strength that our guards simply cannot handle. I fear his appetite would lead him near Terran Mill, and he would devour us all.
Beware. What now? Our enemy is abound.
So, this is kind of embarrassing. You see, Melisara sent me to investigate the Yeti menace in the nearby caves. It was getting late, my armor was getting heavy, so I took my gear off and decided to take a stroll. Yeah, I went for a walk. Anyway, when I returned, I discovered my gear had been stolen. It was the Yetis, I'm sure of it.
Our time will come.
You and your canines, Deutsch. What I'm gonna do with you.
Baladash Malanore.
Oh, blessed be the light. I need your help. On my way into Hillsbrad, I noticed several families of adorable deer. As I went out to pet one of the fawns, a ravenous mountain cat leapt out and killed it. I fled to Taranmel and swore to solve the plight of the hill fawn. Now, after many days of tinkering, I have created the hill fawn's salvation. Take my wand into the fields of the west and use it to empower the wee little hill fawns. Once empowered, they could fend for themselves.
Remember the sun well.
Be quick about your business.
Yes.
Oh, my inventory's full.
Hello?
Whoops. Inventory. Yeah.
Goodbye.
The eternal sun guides us.
He has 52 dogs, roughly. That'll be fine, Bregman, it'll be fine. Yeah, I also remember the Eternal AV battle. I say battle because it really was just one battle, let's be honest about ourselves. Yeah, no kidding, Psychotic. I thought about tossing myself mine, but honestly, I'm only doing 3 more zones on this character, and I didn't feel like it was really worth it.
What is it?
I might not even hit 40. No, I think I will actually hit 40.
Sug.
Our outpost in the southeast is having some problems. I don't have any ideas other than, well, hang on, let me just read the latest letter. The orcs have grown petulant. Send help or I have them beaten with reeds. That's it. It was sent from our chief philosopher. Yeah, I have no idea what it means either. Could you go down there and see what's going on? I can't take these cryptic letters.
Go with honor.
That doesn't seem cryptic. That seems fairly linear. Yes, I absolutely would, Eru. Yes, 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 yes. In fact, for about 3 BlizzCons I've tried to go. I was really, really, really hoping to go to last year's BlizzCon, because I predicted, accurately, that there would be big announcements at that BlizzCon. So, yeah, I am actually very, very unhappy I didn't get to go. And I will make everyone pay who didn't let me go. Any questions? Hi, Rakiri. Bye, Rakiri. So hang on. You... Do you mean the largest city in lore? This year? Statistically speaking, there's only really one thing that is likely to be big this year that I care about. I really should add that additive. They will probably be announcing the whole... they'll probably be announcing the entire... Okay, this hurts! Holy crap, holy crap. Oh, jeez. We got him. I died from impact. The only thing that's likely to be announced this year that I care about is the Diablo 3 expansion. Everything else is going to be Overwatch and Hearthstone related, and possibly some Heroes of the Storm stuff. And they're also going to be talking about things we already know about StarCraft 2, so not as big of a deal this year. I try not to think about it, Rory. I know that you know, that side view mirror is adjusted wrong, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I don't know yet, Venetia. I won't go alone. I literally refuse to go alone, so it kind of depends on whether my sister is willing to go with me or not. Alright, so time to actually start trying a little bit here. They're not dead. They're just not in their bodies anymore. Going to BlizzCon even here would be pretty expensive. There's also a huge obstacle to going to BlizzCon. It's called getting tickets. If you don't understand how much that an issue is, most of the time BlizzCon tickets sell out inside of 30 minutes. That's not an exaggeration. They will literally sell out in 30 minutes. It's terrible. And then you'll see about 100 tickets going for sale on eBay by people who are evil snots of human beings, who should die. I'm sorry, but scalpers are actively horrific, disgusting human beings, in my opinion. And I mean that sincerely. It is not against the law, no. I don't actually know if that's true anymore. Yes, amiibo scalpers are another example of the same kind of scum of humanity. I'm actually amused because usually I have to defend that opinion. People are like, what? It's just a thing. And then I have to explain to them why it's horrific. And then they're like, oh. But yeah, it's pretty messed up, honestly. It's like you have two people. There's the person who's like, oh, I can't wait to go to PAX. It's going to be great. Or not PAX, BlizzCon. It's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to just being there and hanging out with fellow fans. It'll be awesome. And then there's someone who's like, man, I can't wait to get this ticket to go to BlizzCon. I'll sell it for $60. That's an exaggeration. It's probably more like $180, but you get the point. Actually, apparently I was wrong, Deutsch. It is apparently just all of the US and all of the European areas are just different. I have never even heard of them, Smash King. And no, I did not know that, obviously, based on that. Darnassus is not the largest city in lore, no. Teldrassil is more like a country, not a city. City-state, maybe. Honestly, I would imagine that, well, in-game, Stormwind City is the biggest. But in lore, I think Ironforge actually takes the cake on that one. I have no idea, Ariel. Like I said, I have not been able to attend. So, as of the most recent BlizzCon I tried to attend, scalping was still an issue. Yeah, Ironforge is 7 layers deep, in addition to being large. XCOM 2. Looking forward to trying it eventually, some year. In like a month. Gnomergon? No. Gnomergon is about the same size as Ironforge in lore and a bit bigger in game, but both of them are smaller than Stormwind in game. What do you mean, Nicholas? This one? Yes, I keep that on the command, on fly, at all times, forever. Shatrith actually isn't super huge in lore or in game. So, no to both questions. Ironforge's biggest military threat has actually been civil war. The demonic horde never even reached Ironforge, which says something. Damn it, there's other players playing. How dare they play this game? Get out of my game! I need a cane. Get out of my game, bro. Alright, well, this innocent blood elf who was concerned about the fawns gave us something, so let's see what this does to them. It literally shoots hearts at them. It shoots hearts at them. Look at that. And then it causes them to go massive with rage and then explode. Yeah. Anyways. Blood elves. Because the Forsaken are not the only evil guys in the setting. I'll save you, little fawns. Defeat your enemies in the name of the Forsaken. And now those little fawns are beating the crap out of the stalkers. Oh, here, how's it going? I gotta be honest, though, even if it was a lackluster BlizzCon like this year's probably will be, if I had the opportunity to go, I would still probably do so. Because I could take the camera and record stuff for the show. And, I mean, A, that makes it all a business expense, but B, and more importantly, I think it'd be kind of cool. What do you guys think? Honest opinions preferred. Preferred, excuse me. No, I don't, Eru, but it would still be pretty damn expensive to go. It would be in the 4-digit range, easily. I love the sound that the little love wand makes. Assist. Yes, she'd be in the... I'm gonna shut up now. I just realized what you meant by that, Deutsch. Ugh, you're horrible. But yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like I said, I've been wanting to go to BlizzCon for a long time. It's been within the realm of feasibility for me to go for a while, but my health prevented me for several years there, as I'm sure at least some of my viewers know about that whole situation. And then after my health was a situation, money was a situation. And I was trying to push, the show, which took up time, and yada yada. You know what? I've decided not to do that quest. Nobody likes that quest. Just leave it there forever. And of course, next year we'll be starting LoreCon. Yep. Oh, yeah, going to the GDQs is also something that I would love to do and will never do. It would never happen, and I know that. It's like getting a partnership with Twitch. It's never going to happen. It'd be nice, but reality disagrees. Let's tell the Blood Elf woman how her quest went, shall we? Or how her augmentation worked.
Glory to the Sindori.
What? No, don't tell me that. It can't be true. I won't give up, Warlock. Just you wait and see. I will save those fawns.
Salama Ashalanore.
Wow, she was actually surprised that her thing made them go violent with rage and then kill themselves. Who knew?
I'm listening.
Bring me the Yeti hearts. Well, it turns out he doesn't need the Yeti hearts anymore. Sorry about that. Hope it wasn't too inconvenient. A deal's a deal, though, so here's your reward. You can go and keep the Yeti hearts. I hear they have excellent nutritional value if you're into eating. Nom, nom, nom,
Trust no one.
nom, nom. Yeti heart. God, they're so juicy, too. Oh, that was good. Those were good Yeti hearts.
What is it?
Practically naked out here. Help me out, would you? Thank you. I promise this is the last time I take this gear off.
Beware the living. What would you ask of death?
Yetimus must die. So it is true. You did kill the beast. The people of Hillsbrad are indebted to you. Take whatever you may desire from the coffers.
Farewell.
Alright, with those little side quests out of the way, it's time to ensure the Frostwolf clan retains their allegiance to the Horde. Yeah, haven't you ever watched The Hunger Games, Shiryu? Nice, Chandra. Alright. The old entrance to Ultarak Valley. AKA the BG I will probably never do again.
Speak.
You've come from Taran Mill. You reek of death. Well, I am dead. No, whatever. I have no authority over such matters. You must speak to our leader, Drenthor. I have already sent word of your arrival to Frostwolf Keep. Drenthor will soon be out to speak personally.
For the Horde!
So, Drenthor is actually really old at this point in history. Really old. I have come seeking our aid. I have been alive for a very long time. In that time I have seen and done terrible things. Things that still keep me awake at night. But these terrible things I have done and the people I have harmed, I know them. I face them. I feel remorse for them. But the Forsaken, what do they feel? They ravage the land and destroy everything they touch. How many lives have been lost to their vile poisons? Ignore the Blood Elf. How many innocents have fallen before the Forsaken war machine? Countless, countless lives. Yes, I have done terrible things. But nothing could ever be terrible as lending aid the Forsaken. You go back to that spineless orc who would not come to see me and tell him the Frostwolf clan will not aid the Forsaken. Not now. Not ever. Be gone. Huh. Interesting. I get the really weird impression that Drenthor doesn't approve of the Forsaken. Actually, Jaxie, no. In lore, both sides fought to a standstill, and no one ever actually claimed the mountain. Which is why the Stormpike are still, have basically abandoned the battle there. And the Stormwolf, or the Frostwolf, excuse me, are doing their own thing separate.
Makraw.
They have forsaken us. They have forsaken the Horde. This cannot be. I will be fine. I will do this without their aid. To hell with the Frostwolf! The plans you recovered weave an interesting tale to spire. The Stormpike have been moving their armies from Ultarak Valley into the fingers of Hillsbrad for a month. Somehow they've managed to secretly get the installation set up without our forces knowing. Had we not received these plans, they would be marching on us in a week's time, annihilating everything in our path. With these plans, though, we can turn the tables. This is what we must do.
For the Horde.
So there's where they're hiding their forces under their clever disguise. The Stormpike have enlisted the help of SI-7 operatives. This is their scouting outpost. I know, right, Eru? I'm not sure, Octavian. I'd have to think about that. Corrin's dagger, second of the 4 fingers of Hillsbrad. Stormpike are using this as a forward base camp for their soldiers. I would want some good writers there. Timothy Zahn comes to mind immediately. Just to talk about writing and, literary concepts. I would also want a few of the people behind the background lore of Wildhammer, Fallout, etc. It's the same group of people, I can't think of their names, forgive me, to attend to talk about world building. The Headland, the third of the 4 fingers of Hillsbrad. They train their military here, teaching them new and exciting ways to kill us. And of course, the Tank Brigade of Doom. If I have to tell you why it's called that, then you're stupid. Most well protected of the fingers. They have terrible siege engines assembled here. Together they represent the grasp of Stormpike closing on us. They must be destroyed.
Speak, friend.
Yeah, by the way, for those of you not aware, the fingers, you can actually see on the map, that's why they call them the fingers of Hillsbrad.
Thrall Hall.
The time to act is now. The Stormpike must be crushed. We must break the fingers of the Stormpike to stop this incursion. Within this package are 4 high-yield goblin explosives. You are to infiltrate each of the 4 and plant a goblin pocket nuke at each. Once you've done that, as well as all that Melosara asks of you, return to me.
May your blades never dull.
You know why I like Kramash here? I know this is going to sound weird, but it's because he's not a racist. Isn't this just kind of just horrible when you think about it? That I have to actively like someone
What will you require?
because they're not racist, and that's unusual? I mean, seriously, think about that for a moment. Anyways. So, you are to be our savior. Very well, I will bond myself with you. Through this bond, I'll be able to see through your eyes and communicate with you in the field. According to the plans you brought us... no. I'm actually going to go this way. According to the plans you brought us... Yeah, okay. The Stormpike have enlisted the aid of SI-7 at Sofera's Gaze to the north. SI-7 are comprised solely of humans. Humans we are able to use to our benefit. Take my mirror and travel north. Engage in combat with them and bring them near death. When they're injured, use the mirror. I would also probably invite some really good artists. I'd have to think about whom, so forgive me for not having names. Painters, sketchers, that kind of a thing. Because I would want them to discuss the way that you can visually tell a story through art design. Similarly, I would probably invite some musical composers, at the very least. I can think of 3 right off the top of my head on that one. Nobuo Uematsu, Yoko Shimomura, and... awesome dude, I can't think of his name, in order to discuss musically the way that music and audio add to the presentation of a work. Whoa, she's dead. Yeah, this year will almost assuredly be all about Overwatch, and with maybe a little bit of stuff about the Diablo 3 expansion, maybe. It will probably also have some stuff to do, it will also probably have a few things to do with the Legion expansion, since it will be out or coming out by then. But yeah. Trying really hard not to compete with that player over there. Yeah, last year would have been a good year to go. Although they didn't reveal as much stuff as I thought they would last year. I was actually hoping for even more stuff than we got. Where's... oh, crap. Why am I greedy, Eru? It made sense. My logic tracked clean. And I was mostly correct. It was basically the perfect time for them to be like, okay, so Legacy of the Void just came out. So, or is coming out. Diablo 3 hasn't had anything for a while. Hearthstone hasn't had anything for a while. Overwatch was going to be announced, and the new WoW expansion was going to be announced. Now, of those, I was right about most of those. The one thing I wasn't right about was the Diablo 3 expansion. Everything else I was completely correct about. Two more. This year, it's the only thing that's really remaining is Overwatch coming out. So they're going to have something about Overwatch. And the Diablo 3 expansion. Both of those are even debatable, because there's still plenty of time for announcements before that. It's not like they only do announcements at BlizzCon, after all. The humans will serve us in life and in death. I'll contact you shortly. Ding. The Stormpike camp sits atop Corrin's dagger, west of Sophira's Naze. You must enter the camp and slaughter every dwarf. You see, they must be taught what it means to fear. And there is no finer lesson than absolute decimation. No survivors. Even their captain, especially their captain, must die. You know, if you're trying to go for fear, killing everyone doesn't work out. Just saying. Just plant this nuke here. Don't let its size fool you. That is doom in an explosive form right there. I'll give you a better shot of what it looks like in a moment, because it's pretty horrifying. It's time to wipe out the Stormpike once and for all. Too many battles have we won and lost in Alterac Valley. Death to the Stormpike. Seriously, they call this thing a pocket nuke for a reason. That's all I'm going to say about that. Goodbye. You know, I've never tasted dwarf. Oh. Oh, dwarf is so good. Oh, hey! I was eating here. Hello? So I'm going to give you a better shot of what this thing looks like here. So it starts off as just a plain old thing, and then it gets, yeah. Ahem. This one, and this one, and... They will see bloodshed, and it will make them hesitate. Hesitation will make them think twice about ever attacking us again. We will kill every single... Oh, right. For your next mission, I want you to travel west to the headland and infiltrate the Stormpike training grounds. One of my banshees will disguise you to look like one of the humans captured earlier, allowing you to walk freely amongst the enemy. Enter the headland and find the Stormpike and structures. Once found, coerce them into attacking you. When they attack, kill them. With their instructors dead, they won't be able to train more soldiers. Stormpike is one of the tribes, I guess, of dwarves. They are Bronzebeard dwarves, Ironforge dwarves, if you will. As long as I am by your side, the enemy will think of you as one of their own. Your newfound humanity, however, will not allow you to be reckless. If you draw attention to yourselves, the dwarves will grow suspicious and attack. With that said, I have a plan. Take this barrel of poisoned water and pretend you're Kefka for a minute. But yes, Stormpikes are actually pretty decent dwarves for the most part, other than the fact that they are warmongering bastards. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. They're like super cool, other than the fact that they're frickin' evil. Well, again, warmongering. I gotta stress that. That's really one of the problems there. Hey, trainees, you want some water? Have some water, guys. Drink up. It'll help your strength. Nothing beats the music of hundreds of voices screaming in unison. I'm not saying the orcs are saints, it's just... I'm busy, lad. Why don't you go find some forsaken gold to take a bath in? Oh, I guess it's true then. I didn't want to believe you were a yellow-bellied snow-licker, but I guess there's no doubt about it now. What'd you call me? I'll show you what a snow-licker can do. Well, then show me. Come on. You know what? Run away in fear. I want you to die screaming. That's an ability called Mortal Coil, by the way. It puts them into a terror state, not a fear state. The difference is fear can be dispelled or prevented by things that prevent fear, specifically. Nothing can stop terror state. And while they're fleeing in terror, their life is being sapped into me, too. It's a fun ability. It used to be called Death Coil for a brief period of time, and then obviously they changed that because Death Knights. Whoops, this way. I was turned around. It's mainly there as a live thing, though. It's a heal button, basically. Survival button. That's my point, Deutsch. Hey, piss off, will ya? Dirty, stinking Wildhammer. You know these dwarves only consider you half a dwarf, right? What does that make you? A gnome? What'd you say? I'm the only one that resembles a gnome here is no. After I'm done cutting you into wee little pieces. No. Goodbye. Thanks for all the fish. Perfectly handled. You could easily be a Deathstalker. And what could they have ever done to you? You acted in self-defense. Now to deal with the final finger. But first I want to poison one more person. Here, you look really tired. Have a drink. There you go. They won't die immediately, but they will die. When they finally piece together who is responsible for the deaths of their soldiers, you will be long gone, a phantom of death. Oh, and let's not forget to leave a tactical nuke here while we're on the subject. The last task will be an assault against the siege technicians of Gavin's Naze, west of the headland. Venture to the final finger and lay waste to the dwarf and gnomish engineers that build and fortify the machines of war. Oh, be sure to plant that final nuke as well. Come to me, my dwarven children, and my gnomish friends. I will end your suffering. One thing I find interesting is the Stormpike actively want to conquer Hillsbrad. I'm not sure why, other than that whole we want to reclaim Lorerun thing I mentioned earlier. Although they're kind of pulling it technically, calling this area Lorerun, but, you know, whatever. I'm sure the Alliance doesn't want to argue the merits of what is and isn't Lorerun at this point. Because I don't think they care. You know, gnome life essence tastes wonderful. Who knew? So this is a little bit of a mood whiplash, if I'm being completely honest. Our good friend, the Orcish Kingslayer, died a horrible, terrible death. An honorable, glorious death in service of the horde he cared about, finally redeeming himself as someone who is not a complete waste of everything. With his great sacrifice, we were able to basically completely insidiously destroy an entire, I'd say this word actually is appropriate this time, battalion of Stormpike troops, the great vast majority of the Stormpike military. And again, it's kind of one of those weird situations, because if we didn't destroy them, they would have destroyed us. It's a them or us, and it's like, really? Again, though, I don't want to come off as justifying the Forsaken's actions here, because, yeah. What are you talking about, Jenkins? I'm perfectly fine. I just need... Oh, I need more life! Give it to me! Give me your life, that I might use it to fuel the host! Okay, see, I'm fine now. See? I'm fine. So, getting back into it.
I am forsaken.
What do you need? Speak, friend.
Once Melisara is through with you, we will detonate the explosives.
Go forth to victory.
Before we can continue, let us have a moment of silence for our fallen brother Orcus. Without him, we would have been destroyed by the Stormpike onslaught. This is for you, brother. Now, Despire, do not think I forgot your part in all of this. That's why you get the honors of detonating it. Are you ready? For the Horde! Holy, what the heck is this? You can defuse it, right, my brother? Get it? You kidding me? Look at all this crap. There's a million wires here. I'm a 3-wire kind of guy. Run! Hey, Tom in Korea. Boom.
Loktar.
Hillsbrad is ours. The fingers destroyed, the hand shattered. Stormpike will have no choice but to scurry back to their cave in Alterac Valley. Puh. War Chief Hillscream, who doesn't actually know, will hear about your bravery, and rest assured he will know of the Frostwolf clan's treason.
May your blades never dull.
Fun fact, that has yet to be followed up on. We have yet to hear anything further about Drenthor or the Frostwolf clan in general. Both of them have just kind of been left dangling after these events. Naturally, we do encounter Drenthor of the past, a much younger Drenthor, but point remains, really. I always feel bad when someone says something like that, Tom and Korea, especially since I have nothing to talk about as of this exact moment in time. It's like, now, whatever. Why are these two orcs just lounging here?
Speak quickly.
That imbecile finally sent help, did he? These two orcs are a lost cause. They're stricken with something I have termed Durold syndrome. They were both locked up for so long they now have an affinity for their captors. Now they sit on their couch with their big iron balls and cry. Hopefully you will be more useful.
Victory for Sylvanas.
Albeasts, soulless, featherless monstrosities, sent from the darkest depths of the twisting nether to prey on the weak. They surround us on all sides, and they're planning an attack. I can sense it. You must stop them before they can organize. I want you to head out into the forest and kill every albeast you see. None should survive.
Remember, patience, discipline. This had better be good.
The battle over Dungarok was the bloodiest in all of Hillsbrad's battles. The dwarves, outnumbered 10-1, fought until the bitter end. Every last one of them died in defense of their scrap of land. Now I hear claims the place is haunted. No one wants to go near it. Unfortunately, I have to prepare it for habitation. Could you do me a favor and see if it's haunted?
Remember, patience, discipline.
Durold Keep, which is like right over there, has always been a place of strife. For years, the human used it as an internment camp and prison for the orcs. After that, it was taken over by the Syndicate, and now the Dark Lady has captured it and placed powerful elementals within its walls. She's charged me with administrating the Drenthor Challenge. Any that can defeat the elementals will earn a grand prize. Oh, okay.
Embrace the shadow.
Go Deutsch. I'm not sure yet, Venetia. Really, I'm not. I'm hoping we'll get some explanation for that in the future. So this is Durnhold Keep. We've talked about it a bit in the past, but to do a quick refresher. This was a place that was being run by one of the most disgustingly evil, stupid, terrible, horrible humans ever in the setting. He was such a bastard. I mean, he was. So here's the funny situation. He was a gentleman of some renown, some influence. And the reason why was because he was a military hero, someone who had fought during the Second War, survived and done very well for himself, right? So it was logical under the sort of meritocracy sort of merits for him to be rewarded for that. Okay, sweet, awesome. Thing is, he wasn't actually that intelligent or that good of a fighter. He was a drunk. I'm being 100% serious. He was a flat-out, full-tilt drunk. Probably Tom in Korea. Lord knows I have that problem, too. Oh, you bastard. One down. Ding? Really? Here? Okay, well, just for fun. We haven't done a ding like this yet, so... that's... the worst camera position ever. We're gonna not do that. I'm in Durnhold. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, he was a drunk. And while he was completely sloshed, he had a lot of courage on the battlefield. More or less literally. So, he wasn't actually a good fighter, if you're understanding what I'm saying here. He just happened to be good at... He was lucky. And he happened to show no fear in battle because he was drunk off his ass. Yes, I'm talking about Blackmoore. Now, some people have argued that Blackmoore, if he got his act together, could be significant, and there's evidence for that. We've seen in an alternate reality where Blackmoore actually cleaned himself up, and he actually took over most of Lorerun as a result of his actions. Seriously. I know, it just sounds weird. Anywho. Excuse me. So, suddenly, six-pack ribs. Ah, if only it worked that way in real life. But no, what? Come back here, Voidwalker. So Blackmoore ended up in charge of this. Now, granted, there was some nobility and aristocracy involved as well, which I'm not quite getting into. But the point was, he became one of the major, players of this. I don't remember Kiriashi. I was reading it just the other day too. I was actually reading it about something else entirely, and Blackmoore happened to be a character in it. I feel like that was the story about Twilight of the Aspects, or Aspect Twilights. That's the name of the book. I think. This is very vague. I'm terrible. I'm sorry. Anyways, moving on. So Blackmoore was a drunk, and he was a pretty horrible person. He was also extremely ambitious. He actually did have a plan. His overall plan was, I'm going to raise an orc who is going to be my slave, loyal to me, but I'm going to teach him, I'm going to make him this incredible tactical genius. I'm going to give him all the finest learning, all the finest training. He will be a great combatant and a skilled tactician, and he will take over the Horde and use that Horde as my puppet in order to conquer Lorerun for me. And he was going to take over from underneath King Tyrannus Menethil. Thank you, Charlord. The problem was, Blackmoore isn't actually that smart or that competent, and he's a drunk. So everything went kind of wonky, and long story short, after Thrall finally managed to escape with the aid of Teretha... Oh my god, I have to kill the D-1000! It's an elemental of Mercury. It's kind of cool, actually, when you think about it. When Thrall finally escaped, he came back and basically insisted Teretha be released. He had the might of the Horde at his back, too, by the way. Blackmoore, he discovered what she'd done to betray him. Oh, by the way, Blackmoore was really, really drunk when he confronted Thrall. So, he tossed her severed head at Thrall's feet. That didn't really go over well with Thrall. At all. So, you notice how this place is a ruin? Most of that is Thrall's doing personally. His first major action as a shaman was wrecking the crap out of this place. After they evacuated several of the people. He's not a monster. Blackmoore was obliterated in a one-on-one fight with Thrall. Yeah, that didn't go over well at all. So this place has been a ruin basically ever since. The Syndicate, who I haven't actually talked about much yet, took over in their absence. Now I know what you're thinking. Who the hell are the Syndicate? Well, there's a little bit of lore that I don't really have a better place to talk about, but as I kept talking, I don't have anything to talk about right now, so while I go ahead and continue with this quest... The Syndicate was once an organization called Ultarok. I swore they did, Venetia. Like, there was a specific point about how they allowed them to evacuate. I'll look it up. I'll look it up. Hang on. Blah, 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 blah. There it is, Edalus, or Adalus. I don't know how to pronounce that. Idiot boy. After Drenhold's surrender, Thrall allowed the survivors and the families to go free, and then, calling them the Spirit of Earth, leveled Drenhold and buried Blackmoore beneath the rubble of his own fortress. So I was pretty sure... I certainly couldn't picture Thrall, especially early Thrall, massacring the civilians of Drenhold, you know? That's why I was willing to look that one up. I was like, there's no way he just did that. Hey, Kiri, excuse me. Kiri Garrido, I remember. It's like a burrito, but more awesome. So, I start streaming at about 11 a.m. EST every day. I don't know what that is GMT right now because of DST. Acronyms. And yeah, Blackmoore was the gentleman magister. Anywho, so let's talk about the Syndicate. I guess that's true, Venetia. But he didn't, thank God, because Thrall is actually a decent person despite everything. Yeah, and you're right, he was really mad at Teretha's death. It was like the only human he had encountered who showed him kindness. In fact, it's very, very likely the reason Thrall has been willing to think about peace with the humans ever was because of Teretha. If it wasn't for her, it's very likely he never would have accepted that possibility. But he knew through first-hand experience that there was such a thing as humans who were good people. In fact, if you're paying attention, this made Thrall the first non-racist in Warcraft. Which is part of why I like his character, by the way. I know lots of people hate Thrall, and that's fine. Go ahead, hate Thrall. Sure, whatever. But I like Thrall. He uses his head, even though he's not the smartest guy. He makes mistakes constantly, but he tries to make up for it. And he's not a bigoted bastard. And you know how rare that is in this setting? Anyways. let's talk about the Syndicate, shall we? Before we get off into another discussion about Thrall. So the Syndicate. Once upon a time, there was one of the city-states, one of the 7 nations formed out of the Erethdor Empire. I'll be talking a little bit more about the Erethdor when we get to the next zone tomorrow, Arathi. So, anyways, the Erethdor Empire basically split into 7. There was Lorerun, Dalaran, Alterac, Gilneas, Stromgarde, Stormwind, and Kultiras. These are the 7. No and yes, respectively, Godric. As I say, there aren't many, Magister. That's kind of the thing. So, Alterac, back during the Second War, they were very, very loosely dragged into the alliance of the time by King Tyrannus Menethil. Alterac and Gilneas were actually the 2 nations that were most opposed to joining the alliance, okay? Now, if you remember, Gilneas, we've already talked about why they didn't. It's because they're prissy, uppity bastards who deserve to die. No, I'm kidding. They don't deserve to die. Really, they don't. They just piss me off. Getting in my way, that's deserving of dying, but not pissing me off. Anyways. But Alterac, well, Alterac was in a weird position. See, the Alterac fortress used to be pretty much the center point fortress of the entire Erethdor Empire after Stromgarde itself, Stromgarde Keep, Stromgarde Keep. Over a long period of time, that importance dwindled as the Empire itself dwindled, and they found themselves in a really bad situation. Alterac was the weak nation, is what I'm trying to say. Even more so than Stormwind, they had nothing going for them, and they had to constantly rely on and beg other nations in order to exist and subsist and continue to function. So, Alterac was in a bad way. Now, this is funny because in the original Warcraft 2, they were cowards and treacherous bastards who betrayed their alliance. That has since been retconned, because everything in Warcraft 1 and 2 is retconned, for reasons I really don't think I need to go into. I mean, duh, I agree. It should have, a lot of that should have been retconned to smooth out into proper lore. So, what happened in actual lore was Orgrim Doomhammer, who was the war chief at the time, was still a part of the demonic horde, but even amongst the demonic horde, he was probably one of the more intelligent, level-headed leaders of the demonic horde, right? I know, intelligent, level-headed leader amongst the demonic horde, that's certainly, that's stretching it. But he made a deal with the King Perinold, I want to say, King Perinold of Alterac. He said, see you around, Deutsch. He said, I'm going to go out of my way to leave you alone, and you can continue to exist, and your empire will be left alone if you assist us during the war against your alliance, if you betray the alliance. Now here's the funny thing. That sounds like it's not a retcon. The retcon part is the fact that Orgrim actually was going to keep his word. He was actually going to do it. He was actually going to leave Alterac alone. Because, as I said, Orgrim was a decent leader of the demonic horde. So, it's been a month's endeavor, Delisavage, trust me. And thank you. I do my best. Andros won't have his way with me. So, Alterac betrayed the alliance. Now, on the one hand, you might be like, wow, that was really the smart move. And let's be 100% honest, it kind of was with the limited information they had. They weren't really aware of what they were dealing with the demonic horde. They weren't aware of the Burning Legion at their back. Well, fun story. For those, no, Deutsch is a guy. For those of you not actually aware, no, Eru, I'm not gonna do that. For those of you not aware, the Alliance won Warcraft 2. No, Bragwin's female. I have both seen and heard her, so I can clarify that she is female. But Deutsch is a he. I've seen him too, actually. Lost my train of thought. The Alliance won the war. Won the Second War. So, when Alterac was found to be against the Alliance, one of the first things the Unified Alliance did was basically ripped Alterac apart and fed it to the other nations. So you know how I mentioned how it's kind of weird that they keep calling this area around here Lorerun territory, even though it's at the confluence, it was at the confluence of 4 different nations. One of the big reasons is Alterac ceased to exist as a nation, and it was just absorbed by Lorerun as a result of everything that they've been doing. So, Alterac ceased to function, again, as a nation and as a power, but there are still plenty of people as a part of Alterac, most notably amongst the upper nobility, who became rogues and warlocks, and were like, you know what we really hate? Everyone! And they formed an organization called the Syndicate. Now, there's a little bit of additional lore to this that we'll actually be seeing in Legion, believe it or not, because the Syndicate was very closely tied to one of the biggest rogue groups in the entire world. Not SI7, Ravenholm. Ravenholm was pretty much the capital of the Underhanded for years until Raytheon showed up, which I'm not even going to talk about that yet. But the Syndicate was actually a fairly large power for quite some time. Until Villa, where we basically pushed through and kind of pushed them out of everywhere. The Syndicate held a decent chunk of this area and most of the ruins of Alterac. Obviously, they do not anymore. Duh, right? Oh, come on, I need 2 more of these damn things. We are done, Kirigurito. We just finished. The end. That was the last thing I wanted to talk about was the Syndicate. Anyways, so the Syndicate kind of was another one of those organizations that didn't really survive vanilla. Kind of like the Defias. I know you could say technically they survived, but they technically survived in the same way that the Defias technically survived, aka not in any meaningful sense. Excuse me. Now, this is the second of 2 pieces of evidence in World of Warcraft that was given that the Valkyr underneath the Sylvanas cannot resurrect non-humans as Forsaken. We've talked about this a billion times. I'm not going to retread the territory. I just thought I'd mention it while we're here.
Interest you on a pint?
Haunted? You could say that. The spirits of me soldiers haunt this fort now, lass. Their souls bound to this place, even in death. Put them out of their misery. Perhaps you'll have the spoils for your people's victory.
Be good.
I find this interesting. Because we are a part of the Forsaken, effectively. We are part of the Forsaken military machine, especially at this point in history, at this point in the quests. And yet we are here actively trying to aid the enemy. And I like that they kind of leave it open as to your reasons for doing so. You could be doing it for, you know, your own selfish reasons to try and claim this territory for the Forsaken. Or you could be doing it to try and help these poor soldiers move on, because these are very classic Type 2 undead. A.k.a. raging spirits who are haunting, for lack of a better term, the remaining area and trying desperately to cling to whatever semblance of life they still have. One more. What did I do to make you want to watch Braveheart, Spirit? What did I say? I'm so confused. Almost done, which is good. Well, that is true, Permius. I don't know what you're talking about, Spirit. There'll be no old brave hearts around here. Only a lot of dwarves. But, obviously my characters have never been the more hideously evil kind. In fact, I think the most evil character I've ever had in this game was Xylom, my goblin, who was fairly provincial, I think is the word I use to describe it, and it suits him quite well. His attitude was really blunt. He wasn't interested in torturing or hurting or maiming. He didn't act out of malice or hatred, but he was totally okay with conquering the crap out of basically every enemy territory, aka the Alliance. He was also one of those people who said they should take care of the territories they took over, because he was a goblin. If you remember, one of the things we learned about our goblin during the starter zone, the goblins, was that they actually took care of their people. So he was in favor of that. No, this is the original Spirit, aka the Spirit who is one of my oldest viewers. He actually bought me that Wii U that's sitting right over there. Thank you still for that, by the way, Spirit. I'm still grateful for that. And then he stopped being my viewer for a while, and then Spirit of Memory showed up, and...
I have exactly what you need.
Really? You have infinite power? Dude, could I have some of that? I mean, it's infinite, so you can give me infinite. No? No? Okay. Whatever.
Goodbye.
It's an awesome Wii U, and I've gotten lots of use out of it. It's been fantastic.
Speak quickly.
It was a bit of a risk at the time, but it has definitely paid off. They fight for their land even after death, much like the Forsaken. I like this, by the way. I will report back to High Command that Dun Gorok is uninhabitable. Let them keep what they hold so dear.
Watch your back.
It's rare to see a Forsaken holding respect like that. So, yeah, I did it.
Embrace the shadow.
Meanwhile, I killed all the Moonkins.
That better be good.
And that's it. And that is it for the zone. We are now done with Hillsbrad. The only place left, well, is the entire rest of the continent. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got 9 zones left. 9 zones remaining. It's okay, it maths out to be even. But last thing I want to talk about really quick is this wall. You see this? This was actually built by the old Erethdor Empire. As you can see, it's in huge disrepair now. But unlike most of the major walls around this area, this is only in disrepair because of massive lack of upkeep over a fairly long period of time. And I mean a very long period of time. This is a wall that's a couple millennia old at this point. Seriously. Yeah. But this is the Arathi Highland. We'll be getting to these quests tomorrow. For now, I'm going to go try and make my back stop killing me. See you tomorrow, guys.